and sit down.
Boom. There you go, folks. Oh, that was fun. That was fun. That was really fun. So apologies for being a little bit, I'll say a little bit late, a few minutes late, but yeah.
He was busy saying big words.
I was busy talking to my computer about how wonderful I think Microsoft Windows is. But anyway, that's enough of that. We're actually live. Things are still switching on in the background, but we had a power cut basically, and then where I tend to pause my updates, it kind of, It
ignored you.
It ignored me and everything just updated. I've still got G-Hub updated and I've got no Stream Deck working, that's updating. So anyway, as long as OBS is working and StreamYard, I'm happy, folks. So welcome one and all to the Friday Frolic with me, Festa, and her, Fox. See what I did there?
Morning, Vicar. I see what you did there.
See what I did. Yes, folks, it is Friday Frolic time. Your fun time, frivolity Fridayness. God, that was a mouthful, wasn't it? Yeah, all the F's, yeah, all the good F's, should we say. But anyway, how are we all? Let's have a looky-loo at the chat. First up, I'll do the usual pimpage, because I forgot, because I'm so behind on everything today. Support this channel, you can head over to patreon.com, Festa67's workshop, or you can click the join button below and become a channel member. That gives you access to all of the Zoom 24/7 hangout with all the codes and all of that lot to get in there and come and meet fellow members and Patreons. Also, you can leave a super chat. It all helps pay for the streaming software and all of that lot and keeps the channel alive, folks. Okay. Exactly. So big props to each and every one of you that does do that, and a big love and a big hug to all my Patreons and all my channel members with a tickle. Now, I know Layla has just raised her leg and gone, no, stop it. Yeah. Anyway, let's have a quick, I'm scrolling up here. I'm going back to the beginning to see who's in the chat. We have got Sophie in saying hi to Festa and Fox. Hello, Sophie. How you doing, my darling? Lovely to see you nice. There's the beginnings of my wibble. Thanking Windows for their unique software update process, which, unlike Apple, takes over your life. Sophie says, is your PC making cookies? I wish it was. Yeah, Guru with his really helpful, self-patronising and promoting comment of, I saw that update and I smashed the pause button on mine. Yeah, to you as well.
Well, you didn't have a choice because it just did it. So.
I wish I was perfect like you, dear, but I'm not.
I can't help it.
He's so condescending, isn't he? He's on this little pedestal of perfection all the time. Talking of perfection, we have got Leia in. Evening, everyone. It is Leia this month, courtesy of my beautiful and at times pain in the butt daughter Ivy May. Hope you're all doing well. Leave Ivy May. Stop being a bully, Leia, and stop picking on Ivy May. Ivy May is more important to this show, I have you know, than you are.
Finger.
Because she issues your monthly girls' names as of now. Yeah. So she is a Friday Frolic employee.
Exactly. If you made a cake, would it be a layer cake? I'll just leave now, shall I? I'll get my coat.
Anyone else out there feeling the chill creaking up there? Have you got icicles forming on your tablets and PCs?
I can hear crickets outside. It's the wrong time of day for that.
Yeah, it's that howling coyote I can hear, mate. Anyway, I digress. That's Leia saying hello. Athol McNichol was in saying, morning, Colin, Fox, Sophie and SMC. Just checking in to give the old thumbs up before lights out and sleepy times. Hello, Athol, how you keeping, mate? Lovely to see you in. Hope everyone's okay up your neck of the woods, mate. Someone's having a bonfire. Happy days. Leia says, in 2 minutes after you poll the show, the update will be complete. Literally, pardon me, literally as I finished typing that in, my log-on prompt came up and it was like, hey. And I had to wait another 3 minutes just for my profile log-on to happen because it was spiralling circle of dottiness. Great.
That bonfire's not your power cabinet, is it? Down the street.
Yeah, it's the next close up, mate. So it's about it's about loads of distance up there. It's a car drive, basically.
Yeah.
Carl's Scout Modelling is in, says good evening. Hello, Carl. How you doing, mate? Love to you and Michelle, mate. Hope you're both keeping well. Athol says hi to Carl and Michelle as well. He says, hope you're all well. We are, mate. Hope you're doing well. JC, his bricks and his builds is in. Still your fault, James. You. And hello to Alicia and a hug for Shania as well. Everyone said hello to James. Sophie says, I have the Scale Modelling Chaos. Jeff Light is in, says hello. Hello, Jeff. How you doing, mate? Long time no here, mate. Hope you're keeping well. And also big hugs to Maggie as well, mate. Hope you're both keeping well, mate. PJ and his Lewis is in. He says, Fox, trigger number 47B. Well, I'd be in a minute. Welcome back, guys, and hey to everybody in chat. Hello, PJ, how you doing? Sorry about last week, folks, but I got delayed with a hospital day and things, so I had to cancel the show. So apologies for that. It is how things are at the moment, so be prepared for things like that, unfortunately, to happen. Layers going for chocolate chip cookies. Happy days. Ooh. The Bobbins says chassis. Well done, Bobbins. See, what you do is you lean into your microphone, you go, chassis.
Rudeness from all sides right now.
Chassis.
Such rudeness.
As you're laying there sleeping on your audio file goes, chassis. Just don't mispronunciate it because you'll get the right up. Jeff says chocolate chip muffins. What else is going on? Yeah, scroll up, Cole. You can do this, mate. Come on. Jeff Light says chocolate chip muffins. I think I just read my own comment back out there. Bobby says it's the man with the hands and little sidekick. Yeah, the man with the hands. There you go. He says, hi to Maggie, Jeff Light, Brick Boy, Sophie and Leah. Jason Martin is in, says evening, gents. Hello, Jason, how you doing, mate? Hope you're keeping well. Let's just put my big screen on so I can see everything. Sophie says hi to PJ and to Jason. There you go. So anyway, how's you? How's my mum? Whilst you're telling them that, I'm just going to have a quick swig because I've got to take my meds, mate. Is that all right?
All good, all fine and dandy. I'm not too bad. My mum's all right. She's asleep again now. I'm not too bad. Done very little this last couple of weeks. Just again, like with Festa, I've got real life stuff taken care of, so not had any time at the bench at all. Very little to do. And I have to say, the man with the hands and the little sidekick, he doesn't specify which is which, so I'm going to leave that to my imagination.
I honestly don't know. Which one did you mean?
Yes, but yes, I've not really done anything at all this last couple of weeks. Just not been able to. But I will be carrying on tonight with my Deathcore Krieg army set, and I was building the artillery piece last week, so I'm going to carry on building that.
Happy days.
I think I'll do the big long boomstick rather than the multiple cannon.
Yeah, horses with toes. Them toes. You can't unsee them toes.
You don't like them when they're like that, and they got the
they're a bit. Yeah, think of all the horsey toe jam.
Oh, for those that don't know what we're talking about, let me see if I can find a picture. All the horses have like toes with claws.
Oh no! Look at this. This don't look right, but it's Krieg horses, though, isn't it? What can you say?
Yeah, they've also got no fur, which horses a bit more gross.
What have I been up to today? I have filmed 11 issues of the Shelby Mustang Part 1. Ooh. 10 issues of Batman, and now I've got RoboCop due to arrive, Eleanor, and the Ford Falcon. So I've got them to do next week. Been editing video, getting some of that ready for release. Filmed some stuff today for Natasha and yesterday for Ron. And I've been painting my little Roman dude because I managed to get a bit of time and popped in the Zoom the other night just to bash everyone's ear holes together and ruin their evening by turning up. And they got to see me sitting there with my tongue out painting wood grain, and
it looks very good.
So that's what I was doing this week. So it's been Yeah, I wouldn't say busy, because like I say, I condense my bench time into a few hours at the moment, but it's productive, and that's what it needs to be when I'm at the bench. You know what I mean? Because it's few and far between at the moment, and yeah. So yes, go on.
I say that Roman is looking rather splendid, even though it's not even finished yet.
Funny you should say that, because he's just here.
I thought that was wood.
You want me to show you my wood?
I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass, but I thought that was a wooden plinth.
No, look, it's plastic base, comes with the kit, so it's just plastic. But I sat there painting wood grain all on it, see. I don't know how well that's coming out on camera. There you go. There you go, wood grain. Good man.
It looks like wood, as Denzel would say.
Yeah. So there you go. So I started that. That's had its first coat of gloss. I can then go back and pick out a few little bits, but I don't want to go too mad and go too far.
Yeah, and then I can rub your wood too much.
Yeah, and then I can start finishing off the earth, and that's just for it to stand on. I then started lining the muscles, defining them around his knees. And then I've got the backs of the legs. I've got the calves to do, the spile around the back of the calves, and then the back of the legs. So yeah, it's coming along all right. Started a bit of the old bicep work on his arms, started defining them. Nice. Same with the elbows and the forearms, just trying to get the muscle lines in, and the knuckles in his hand.
Am I wrong, or are there hints of blues and greens in that as well?
Oh, yeah, there's bits of everything in there, mate. Nice. Just to try and get a bit of hue and saturation. Yeah. And then started the first few layers of his boat race, see? Getting all the dark tones around his lip ridges, round the cheeks, round the eyes.
Like Colton Leach.
Yeah, round the old furrows of his brow there. But it's coming along, you know. It's only the first few stages there, and obviously darkened under his jaw, a few neck creases behind the lug holes. And it's almost a shame because he's wearing a full helmet. So, but it's like anything, you know it's there, don't you? Yeah,
it adds to it. No, it's there.
Been round to put the slashes on the shield because I didn't want it naked. I wanted a few sword strokes on there. And I also started distressing the armour with a few knife marks on a few of the edges where he's been having a bit of a scrap. Yeah. So that's the Roman. A few folks have asked me how I've been getting on with it.
Very well, by the look of it.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it, to be quite honest with you. These are the little mini art 1/16 scale, but it's like, you know, that was pretty much every red in the Citadel range that I've gone on there, and it's come out all right, I think. Quite happy with it. So there you go, folks. So, yeah, if you was in the Zoom the other night, Max McGuinn, bless him, or McGinn, should I say. I keep getting his name wrong. I only known him 5 years.
You've always got his name wrong.
He was just like sitting there with his jaw on the floor, and I'm like, "You're right, mate. You're ever so quiet." He said, "I cannot believe you're sitting there and painting individual lines of wood grain." I said, "Well, that's how I do it, mate." Yeah. He said, "If I hadn't have seen it with my own eyes, I would have thought that was a piece of wood." So I was quite flattered by that.
I actually thought it was. When I saw the photograph, I thought, I didn't know you had a wooden base with that. Yeah.
Anyway, PJ says, "Oh, that Roman Stone's got no strides on." No, his legs aren't permanently fixed yet, mate. But yeah, as you can see, you don't want to look up there. But
I can see the pub from here. I found some horsey toes. Look.
Oh, they're splayed apart. No,
it's not right, is it?
Wrong. It's wrong. It's like when you look at a chimpanzee and see hands as feet.
Oh, yeah, it just doesn't work in your brain, does it?
Excuse me?
Who wants a horsey with a claws?
Yeah. What am I doing this week, I hear you ask?
What are you doing this week, Festa?
Funny you should say that, mate. I am building a 6-wheel RB truck because it's a truck and it's got 6 wheels. And this was bought for me by James, Leisha and Shania. And I said to James I would start this on the Friday Frolic, so I'm going to do a little bit of light assembly tonight.
Yeah.
Because it's easy for me to do. And it's what is it? Tells me what make it is somewhere. Don't go quiet waiting for me, mate. I'm trying.
Well, I read out the benches and bellies while you're there.
Yeah, I look up then. I thought Dave was in. That's what I did.
To be clear, Fox is the sidekick, says Bobbins. Don't like Bobbins anymore.
Oh, I love Bobbins. I've always loved Bobbins. Bobbins for president.
Silence. Sophie says, bench, tidy, belly, Cadbury, crunchy beverage, San Miguel. I love the San Miguel alcohol-free, but my local co-op doesn't sell it anymore. I'm gutted.
Oh, no, hang on.
Leia says, just put my dressing gown on for the first time in ages and just found my Swiss Army in the pocket. I have no idea why it's even there. How very strange. Yeah. Ethel says, bench, Wolfguard, McFarlane Marine, belly, chili chicken pizza, beverage, black coffee 6 hours ago.
Doesn't give me what make it is. I'm afraid it just says 6-wheel Russian truck.
They probably didn't get a license to do it, did they? It looks like a KA.Models or something.
I wouldn't know, mate. You're the truck expert, not me.
I know nothing of it. Let's just say I follow recent events. I play Stalker a bit as well. So. Where are we? Sophie says, belly, spicy chicken pasta with homemade garlic bread, all made from scratch. Ooh. Bench, 172nd Edward Tornado, still doing the photo etch in the cockpit. Bevy Red Bull. Carscale Modelling says, beautiful work on your wood, Colin. and the Roman's nice too.
Thank you, mate. Sorry, I'm muted there. Just that blow me bugle. You don't want to hear that.
I think that's us up to date on the chat.
Yeah, no, I enjoy them sort of things, you know, and that's just something different, isn't it?
Your wood has impressed the internet, it seems.
Well, you remember when I did my Boot Hill Express hearse? Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
And I did it in wood effect, and I can remember Tony Fairclough's chin hitting the floor going, please show me how you did that.
Please show me all the things.
Right. So I'm looking at starting this, and I'll probably start by doing the ladder chassis section.
Such words. I'm never going to speak to you again.
Or can I have that in writing?
No.
You knew that was coming, didn't you?
It'll exist only as a vague memory and a hope.
There was a vague memory of that thing.
Right, what am I doing now? That's green.
Let's get all the glues out. I must organise my drawer.
Share your glues out.
Really fish at the moment.
Which one am I doing? Purple. No, I'm doing yellow and purple.
Yellow and purple.
Okay,
Right.
There
you go.
I've got to build the boom tube.
So, what have we all got planned for the weekend in the chat? You got sport you're going to be watching, or events you're going to, and wouldn't be me unless I drop something straight away. So.
What have you got on your schedule? That's a KA.Models type thingamajig. Very good kit build too, says James. PJ says belly chip shop cod and chips with mushy peas. Mushy peas.
Oh,
mushy
nice
peas
one.
is the right answer, of course. It's always correct. And gravy. Get in. Bench out at the minute. Beverage orange squash.
Oh,
mushy peas is always the right answer, as is gravy. Chip shop gravy.
Oh yeah, works every time.
Yeah. Festa's lucky because he's living down south, but his local chippy is a northerner and understands chip shop gravy, so he can actually get proper chip shop gravy.
Oh yeah, it's the first thing she latched onto, mate.
Mm. Right, apparently I have to start by using these X-Wing engine pieces to make a cannon. Okay.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah.
Let's just open that, put them out of the way there.
That's already broken. Cool.
Probably says somewhere what the make is. I can't remember where. There's decals somewhere.
Decals. Oops.
Oh, I can't stop sniffling.
Yeah, I've got the sniffles tonight. I feel like sniffles tonight. D45. 45.
Right.
45.
They want a bit of F sprueness, so let's find that.
Gentlemen, prepare your F sprues.
Ah, there you go. It's the one with F written on it, Culp. Closing the letter, Culp.
Been a lot of F tonight, hasn't
Leah says, first we got Cole showing off his wood. Now he's rummaging his drawers. See what he do. Bill says, sorry I'm late. Just back from A&E. I had a bit of an art flutter. Got too excited for the frolicking. Oh, bless you. I hope you're all right, Bill, yeah?
Yeah,
if you've had a bit of a spell, mate, should you really be in here? Shouldn't you be resting, mate?
Yeah. Unless we both talk really quietly.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I appreciate you coming in, but as a friend, I would just want to make sure that, you know, you are okay.
Yes.
So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on you as best we can, but, yeah.
Yeah, we could do our best ASMR voices. Relaxing and quiet.
Justice. There you go. Works every time. Let's bung that in there. Where's it gone? Is that one gone? Is it that one? No.
Don't know why I come here, you know.
Yeah, you do. You'd miss me.
Well, yeah, there is that.
You wish that. You would miss me. At least I hope you would. You would miss me, wouldn't you? Waiting.
Sorry, what? What are we talking about?
Justice.
Tart. I nearly said something else then.
You did, didn't you?
Stopped myself at the last second.
Right. 28, 32s. Right. So we actually cut something off the sprues. Yeah.
Go on, go for it.
Oh, they're little, weren't they? God, ding dong. Should have got my microscope out.
Oh, you got teeny tiny bits.
Oh, yeah. Don't tell everyone, though. They'll all talk about me. And there is something else that's going to make the planet judder. I'm home alone.
Bum, bum, bum. He hasn't yet sent me any pictures of buttons or video of incriminating button touchage.
Do you think I'm going to send you incriminating video? You did offer, thinking I'd fall for it again, Burke.
Yeah. Do you think you're going to send me incriminating evidence? He says, thinking about the incriminating evidence he sent me. He did. Right, let's make this X-Wing engine then.
I can be good, allegedly.
Yeah. Under pain of death, you can be very good. Depending on the threats made and the severity therein of.
Let's get my scalpel of goodness, just in case I need that.
Clean that knob, but not the other one.
Don't forget, folks, as well, bench, belly, beverage and biscuit of choice.
Mm-hmm.
What have you had? What are you building? Yeah, have you got a favourite balloon? All them sort of things.
And if the biscuit is not chocolate hobnobs, please write in 200 words or less why it's not chocolate hobnobs.
Oh, it's always got to be chocolate hobnobs, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be. There's just no excuse.
But it's funny, I did giggle when I got my grub ready earlier because everything had a post-it note on it. Like, yeah.
Instructions for use.
Oh, yeah. And I opened up the inside of the microwave and there was another post-it in there that says, don't forget to take it out of the packaging.
Yeah. do not put tins inside here.
Yeah, I'm like, really? Am I that bad? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am. Where did I put them? I had two of them just here, momentarily.
Space Rangers Recording Studio says, hi, Colin and Fox.
How doodly, mate.
Jeff says, belly a lot early was fish and chips, followed by raspberries and Devon cream, washed down, hick, with a nice glass of white wine. Beverage is currently out and bench is currently empty.
Yeah.
Bill says, it was just an atrial fibrillation. I love that word, fibrillation.
All right, mate.
But it corrected itself, so they kicked me out for wasting their time. I had to be shocked back into normal rhythm 2 weeks ago, but not this time.
Oh, bless you, mate. They not thought of fitting you with a pacemaker, Bill, because, yeah, it might help you out, mate. But, like I say, as long as they've just given you a quick safe mode, mate, I'm happy. Yep. But, like I say, if you're struggling, or, just you know where we all are, Bill.
Mm-hmm. Bobbin says, what? No adult supervision. This will not end well.
Saying that, though, we'd probably send his heart rate up, wouldn't we, us lot? Because
we are probably the worst thing you can give to someone with fibrillation issues.
Yeah, we're one of them things that you're told to avoid.
Yeah, like the clap. You know, we're just like, try and avoid it.
Right. Sophie says, are homemade dark choc chip cookies acceptable? Absolutely. Jeff says there's no motor this weekend and F1 starts next week, so Maggie is said to be shopping. Might pop into the local Warhammer store. That's a definite anyway, mate. Yeah, that is the right thing to do. Space Ranger says that Mustang is looking good, mate. Which one, Eleanor or the Shelby, mate? But yeah, the Shelby's so big, mate, isn't it? It's like...
It's huge.
It's a proper big. It really is. Right, A66, that. See, I was going to have a load of this pre-cut off the sprues so that I didn't have to faff around, but it kind of didn't work out that way, dude, did it?
Yeah, people enjoy the faff. It's what we're about. We are the channel of faff.
Yeah.
Channels of faff. Both of our channels are faff channels.
I like a good faff. That sounded wrong.
Yeah. 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 Okay.
Yeah. Right, Your Honour. The defendant was caught faffing. Yeah.
For the Americans, faff just means like fiddle. No, wait, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Twiddle. No, that's still bad. You're in your own hole. I can't get you out. Dee.
Sorry there, mate. I had a bloke my nose. I've got my lenses on and I can't stop sniffing.
No, I'm exactly the same. Because it's really warm here today for some reason. So I've got my lenses on. It presses my nostrils together and my nose is just like...
Oh, mate, it's murder, isn't it?
It's like I just need my goblet cells to chill the F out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, goblet cells, no.
And the computer says no.
Goblet cells says...
It goes like that. Oh, there you go. Bit of extra thin in there. But yeah, these are going to be build. I've got 3 of these trucks that I want to put together and have some kind of diorama where I was in Chernobyl, abandoned in the field, and then the more modern variant, because of recent events, has appeared on the scene, so to speak. And yeah, that's as far as I'll go with that conversation because it's a hot topic.
Yes. It makes sense, though.
I've already been told off for 2 frolics in a row, so I'm not going to make it a 3rd.
No.
Told you YouTube would get on my case, didn't I?
Yeah. Curses.
Now I have to pre-approve all the frolics against... Oh, really?
They need to just stop harshing your mellow.
That's what they do, isn't it? Okay. Right.
Crafting Budgie Mum is in. Tasha says, morning.
Hello, Natasha. Lovely jubbly. Your video's up, darling. Up on the old channel. Big thanks and big hugs, as you know.
All right. All the good things.
What have we got? 36. Let's put that there. I'll try not to lose it, but I can't guarantee that won't happen.
No guarantees can be made or should be made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big winch.
Steady. No way to talk about your mother.
She's been really good. She's doing all right, bless her.
Good.
Yeah, she's
good.
Yeah, she rang me up the other day. She said, I know something's missing. She says, and I can't think what it is. I said, probably nothing, darling. Don't worry yourself. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, awkward.
What could that be? What could that be?
Yeah, I've got no idea. Don't know what you mean, darling. Bless her.
Don't know what you mean. You must have been.
I was giggling to myself. It was like, yeah, getting back to normal. Well, yeah.
Yeah. You can assume from that, obviously, that me and Festa do know exactly what's missing.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I carefully removed something, and yeah.
Yes. That makes everyone's life a little bit better.
A little bit better and a lot easier.
Oh, yes. I've had a very weird week this week.
Oh, right. Why is that? Because you are weird anyway.
Well, I am weird. No, I've been having lots of synthesizer thoughts.
Oh, my God. That's been a few years.
I know. I mean, it's been like 12, 13 years since I got rid of all my synthesizers and recording equipment and stuff. And I started having...
I remember last year you was thinking about getting another one.
Yeah. It's like, I'd have to say, not big time, but...
Cool, yeah, especially in today's prices, mate.
Yeah, I may have written down on a post-it note which synthesizer, if I was to buy a synthesizer again, which one I would. But, no, it's just weird. I just watched a few things and then I watched a few other things and then I started thinking, I could get... It's been ages since I've written some music. And then I got that nostalgic little twinge.
Yeah, you want to see your doctor about that, mate.
Yeah, no, it's an unfortunate twinge. And I thought, well, I've got no way to record it and everything else, but it's...
Yeah, but it's one of them. Would the musical choices still be relevant? Because you was quite specific with what you wrote back then, wasn't you?
Oh, I'd just write whatever I wanted to write.
Oh, you wouldn't be doing it to get an audience then, no?
No, I'd just be doing it because I enjoyed it, and I'd just...
Right, yeah.
Because I was, I thought about various things, because the whole reason I stopped doing it was because I got caught up trying to recreate, like, real-life orchestra sounds.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then it just destroyed everything, because I started off doing lots of electronica, and I was happy as a pig in poop, and then I got stuck trying to do, like, realistic, and then it just killed it.
Yeah.
So, no, I just do my own thing. Probably just stick them on the YouTubes, like, or up online for free, public domain, like I did my old stuff. People can use it in their videos or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's fun. And it does seem to be at the moment, there's a lot of popularity for, like, 80s sort of synthwave retro type music. So,
yeah,
that's the kind of stuff I do. So.
Good for you. Go for it.
But, I mean, I was looking at...
Would you be like one of those really hip IB for DJs in your shell suit with your Diamante headband on? You would, wouldn't you?
Not that kind of music, dude.
You know, standing there going, acid.
I don't think they play like Vangelis and stuff.
Yeah, or in your lingo, it would sound like our Sid.
Our Sid.
Yeah. Have you seen our Sid or our kid, whichever way you want to say it?
You've just reminded me of those British Gas adverts now. Have you seen Sid?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I mean, my stuff was kind of like, what was it? On mp3.com, it used to be classed under symphonic electronica. So.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, yeah, it'd be... I just want to do it for the fun.
Mate, at the end of the day, if it's something that you would rekindle your sparkle, so to speak, go for it. Why not?
Yeah, well, the thing is, I'd have to look at how exactly I'm going to record. I assume I could just record it into my PC with the relevant software. But
you know, if it gets you doing something, surely that's got to be
worthwhile.
Because at the moment you're doing sweet F&A, so
yeah, I mean, Mojo's a lot of problems.
You know, which is not really great, is it? Let's be honest.
No.
You know,
you have to take what outlets you've got. Well, I was excuse me, I was having rather devious thoughts about a Roland Jupiter X.
Oh right, yeah.
Which is like it's about 5 years old now, but it's kind of got all the sounds and collections from all the classic Roland. A big number of the few classic Roland Jupiters and Junos and stuff. It's like, whoa.
Oh right, yeah, yeah.
So I was like, I can't get one of those. Save up for one of them in a year or something. Maybe, I don't know. I'll probably
see how you feel, mate, innit? At the end of the day,
well,
you know, if you feel the same in a while, then you know, take a look at it. If you don't, then you've not invested, then have you? So
no, I mean, real life's in the way of everything anyway. So
of course it is, mate.
It'll be something for future time, not something for now. But it was definitely that. I was left sitting there thinking, oh, I could just think of a bass line and look at the arpeggio.
You was getting into it again, was you?
I think I was just I happened to come across lots of videos that are like looking at old synths and talking about like jar and stuff, and I'm like, man, I really
miss it.
Yeah, but I'd have to do my best to not get caught in the trap of let's just try and get some realistic strings and a French horn.
Yeah, that's the trouble. You overthink things and you end up bogging yourself down then, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I used to listen to electronica, so I tried to recreate it. That's what I was happy doing.
Absolutely.
I started listening to film soundtracks.
Dorkosaurus is in. I'll do the voice. I am the great Dorkosaurus. I am here for your yummy num-nums.
That was all in my ear and everything.
Yeah. So is this.
Chassis. Oh, yeah, big tart.
He also says, I am chaos. I am good. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we're fine, Dorks, mate. Lovely to see you, mate. I hope you're keeping all right. I'll stop the voice now because my throat hurts. Bill says, still alive and kicking. Scale Model Chaos, a.k.a. Leah. James has been a member for 50 months. Happy days. Space Rangers Recording says, I like some of Vangelis. There you go.
Good.
Bill says it's karma for being mean to the brick boy last night. Happy days. And Sophie has given Dog an homemade chocolate muffin. Get in.
Ooh.
Everyone is saying hello to Tasha. Scrolled up there. Leia's got an easy weekend or an empty weekend. Has not got Ivy. Might have to do a bit of binging on TV shows. Got to catch up on NCIS. Ziva's just yeah.
Yeah, that's always the correct option, catching up.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I'm doing a bit of Gibbs. It's F1 next week, says Jeff. And I think, is it Argentina next week, MotoGP, or is that the week after, Jeff?
Argentina. And
good to see little Mark Marquez get a win on the red Ducati. I was most made up at that because the guy honestly has come back from what I think is one of the worst career-ending injuries ever, and he's got through it all. And to see him winning again is lovely. Chunk is in, Southwest Modeler. Hello, Colin, Fox, and chat. I'm not sure 100% where you are, Chunk, mate, but please be careful with the cyclone that's coming your way, mate. Batten down the hatches, mate, and we hope that you're in a place where you're away from that. But I've already spoke to John, my mate, in Penrith out there, and yeah, so just keep an eye out, mate, and be safe and well, buddy.
Due to hit, isn't it? Tomorrow? Or
tomorrow, I think it is, yeah, but oh yeah, all my Aussie mates I've been reaching out to because that's what you do, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what the Aussies will do, though? They'll just be sat there with a beer in hand going, come on, bring it on. Let's have some fun.
Yeah. They'll be there going, these palms, this is just a bit of wind and drizzle.
Yeah, they'll be like, I'm still having a barbecue.
Yeah, put another snag on the barbie. Yeah. Bless. But all joking aside, please be careful, mate, and I hope you're safe and well, fella.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've got a bit of the birds.
Because we do care, because that's what we're like, isn't we?
Yeah.
Don't tell everyone, though, because they'll think we've gone soft.
Patrons only, that, patrons only. So if you're not a patron, just forget we've said anything.
I see what you're doing.
To answer or to respond to Space Ranger saying about Vangelis, I do love Vangelis, but he's one of those artists where you can like a bunch of his music, but most of it's terrible. Oh,
a bit Marmite, yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's a collection. There's a collection of his music called Themes, and it's like all the sort of most sort of well-known film themes he's done, and they're really good.
Right.
But if you go beyond that, like best of album, a lot of his stuff is really not very good.
Well, it's a bit like Mike Oldfield, isn't it? Everyone got Tubular Bells because, but it's actually some of his better stuff is the more obscure stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Amarok is my favourite Mike Oldfield album because it's brilliant, but every other Mike Oldfield album I've listened to is like,
Yeah. See, I'm playing a good game here, see. I'm getting him on Mike Oldfield and old John Michael and his Jerry because, it gets him going for 15 minutes and I can get my chassis built, see?
It is almost that time of year when I must post my annual link to Mike Oldfield's Amarok on the internet somewhere for people to listen to.
Yeah. It's that time of year where I need to do a Weavy stream.
Ooh, yeah. Uncle Weavy is demanded.
Yeah. We should break the internet, and do a simultaneous Weavy stream on both our channels. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah. How to lose 1,000 subscribers in 10 minutes.
But people want to know what happens when you go to Fun City with the Duchess and eat spaghetti. So come on.
Exactly.
The only way you're going to find out is with Uncle Weavy.
They need to know all these things.
Yeah. Because I didn't know the Duchess ate spaghetti, but she does. Yeah, there's a lot of like that old stuff where, like a lot of Vangelis stuff where, like Heaven and Hell. I mean, Heaven and Hell has Alpha, which is a brilliant piece of music, and it has the music they use for the theme for Cosmos. It's beautiful. The entire rest of the album is just garbage. It's just, it's just, there's nothing. It's just, terrible.
I remember some of the concept albums that were around way back when, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, I do like proper classic Shah, but I don't like modern Shah. Anything after Rendezvous just tended to not be very good.
Yeah, my brother used to be well into him, John Michael Shah.
Yeah.
All you ever heard coming from his room?
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh no, it's each to their own, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it was stuff like that and Wendy Carlos that got me into like saying to my dad, would you buy me a synthesizer? I didn't know how much they cost or anything like that. My dad was like, oh. So yeah, got my first synth. And then,
how much for a Fandangle piano? Yeah, I could just imagine him saying that.
Yeah.
Charlie would have just said, yeah, there's a couple of teaspoons here, mate, play them.
Well, bless him, to his credit, he got me a Roland D20, which at the time...
Bennett, that weren't cheap at the time.
No, I mean, I don't know how much it was actually, but yeah, I mean, that was the late 80s when they were new.
Oh, bless him.
He got me a good synth to start with.
I could just imagine him in the shop, only the best for my boy.
No, it was like, how much? Oh.
Yeah.
If it shut me up, it was probably quite happy. Nah, I mean, the thing with my dad was, it was like...
Oh, was you one of them kids? Mum, can I have a rabbit? Mum, can I have a rabbit? Mum, can I have a rabbit?
Yeah, and then... Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing with my dad was that I wasn't that kind of kid that just demanded things left, right and centre. So it was quite unusual for me to ask for stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Apart from asking for my spends, you know. Can I have my spend? £2 or whatever it was. And he always encouraged me with my drawing and my model making. And when I started showing interest in music, he was like, oh, I shall encourage you to do this.
Mum always said I was the easiest out of the four to buy for.
Yeah.
Because it was model.
Yep.
Scale model. Fun.
Easily done. There you go.
And I'd be gone for days, you know. I was happy.
Yeah.
You know, didn't need the latest football kits and all of that lot. Didn't particularly want to go out playing football across the field. I just sat there, tea tray, building a model kit. Mate, heaven for me that was. I
mean, I think for my parents, that was probably partly, they were probably grateful that I was very similar. I didn't do sport and stuff. I didn't ask for a lot. You know, I did when I was a little kid. I wanted everything, buy me this and buy me that. But when I became a teenager and a bit more mature, I was like, if I want something, I've got to save up for it. But
I don't know whether anyone in the chat is like this, but for me, the appeal initially of scale modelling was the solitude. I didn't have to be around other people.
Mm.
You know, and it was solely, you know, that was probably one of the fundamental things that drew me to it. Obviously, the hobby itself, you know, building stuff, being creative, all of that lot. But it was something that I could do on my own away from the world, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I was very similar with drawing.
Yeah. I used to do caricatures back in the day.
Yeah.
Pavement art.
I'd like to see some of your drawing skills.
I know you would. I'll get Lex to get them down from the loft and send them to you for your disapproval.
No, I don't just send them. Just take a picture, dude.
Yeah, no,
but yeah, no. I mean, for me, drawing was like when I was like a teenager and stuff. My mates were hanging out and going to the pub and stuff, slightly illegally because they weren't yet 18. I had no interest in that. I was like, I don't want to do that. I'd rather just sit in and draw or make some music or.
I've been drunk twice in my life. I vowed the second time that I would never do it again.
Yep.
Because I got absolutely legless and I woke up in an industrial wheelie bin. Climbed out of it literally as the grabber was coming along to pick it up. Now that, you know, and it opens your eyes, doesn't it? That sort of thing. And you think, I was that legless, you know what I mean? And that could have gone badly, couldn't it? Let's be honest. And
well, that's what happened to Lee, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I just thought, you know something? It ain't worth it. And it totally changed my philosophy on binge drinking back then and all of that rubbish because, yeah.
I mean, I had a couple of mates who were always like, you know, go to the pub and stuff, come to the pub and, oh, you know, whatever. And I'd be like, I don't see the point. I don't enjoy drinking. I don't enjoy getting drunk. As I got older, you know, I got into my 20s then, we used to hang out at the pub and I've changed. But when I was a young, spotty teenager, I just had no interest in it.
Being teetotal is absolutely brilliant at weddings or any function like that because you're the only person sober watching everyone else in the room slowly getting drunk. And you get all your different categories of drunks, don't you? You get the I love you drunk.
Yeah.
Walking around giving everyone a grab round and I love you, you're my bestie and all of that rubbish.
You're my best mate.
You get the one who's just smelt a slightly soaking wet beard towel on the bar and thinks he's Jason Statham, trying to go around and take everyone out to the car park, thinking he's Rambo, and then getting slapped. And then you get a couple of leery girls that realise they've got the same shoes on and want to pull each other's hair extensions out.
I find drunk women a lot more terrifying than drunk blokes, to be perfectly honest.
Having been on the doors, the hardest night used to always be a hen night. And if you was new to the club, that was the first gig you got.
Yeah. You'd be like, thanks.
Yeah. Right, you're starting next Friday and people would go quiet. And it's like, why have they all gone quiet? Because they knew that Friday was the end night.
Yeah. You'd be like,
baptism of fire.
If you can deal with that,
you can deal with anything.
Yep.
Because you had to be so careful, because obviously, as a doorman, if you're manhandling, or say, well, you can't manhandle for a start, but if you need to go anywhere,
genuinely remove someone from the premises.
Genuinely remove someone from the premises, you have to have a wholly different approach when it comes to women, because obviously you can't just go up like you would a bloke, grab them up under the arms and pick them up and carry them out, because there's lady parts that you might be getting accused of having a free fumble of. So you've got to be so thing, and this is where when women became door operatives, it was great for us fellas, because you had a pair of eyes there that realised that, you're only doing your job.
Yep.
But, I
don't
know
really
what it's like
now.
Yeah. I don't know what it's like now, because I've been out of the game for donkey's years, but I could imagine it's an absolute minefield, because I think women that go out drinking or binge drinking like that, there's an aggressive sort of woman on the streets now, isn't there? You see it on the telly some nights, don't you, where you see the British town centres, and it's like, God, they're so violent and aggressive now. And it's like, when did that become a thing?
Yeah, basically Newcastle.
Yeah, but, I'm trying to word it in a way that isn't controversial, and I don't think I'm doing that good a job at it, to be honest.
No, you are. You're right.
I never saw violence from women back then like you see on the TV now. It was just unheard of, and I don't know what's changed. Do others in the chat think that I'm barking up the wrong tree, or is it something you see or notice? Bill will know because he's ex-police, but...
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. I mean, I've seen it over the years. It seems to be that the kind of people that are going out to town and getting a bit wallied seem to have, how can I put this, gotten a little more stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it's strange. I mean, I never saw violence coming from women towards other women and fellas like you hear of now. It shocks me. It really does.
No, I mean, there was very occasionally a bit of a brawl at the taxi rank where I was, but mostly it was, if people did anything, men and women, they were just doing dumb stuff and making themselves look like complete spoons. Yeah. But nowadays, it just seems to be there's a lot more instant switch from placid to violent. It's such an extreme violence, and it shocks me. It really does. I'm like, when did that become a thing? I don't know. It seems to be like since maybe the late 90s.
Sophie says, why Newcastle all the time, Fox? Yes.
If you ever watch like British things where they follow the police around, it's always like Newcastle where they have and now it's Friday night and the teams are on overtime to patrol. It's always in Newcastle.
Yeah. I've actually been to Newcastle. I actually did enjoy it. It's a nice. It's like anyway.
It is a lovely town.
It's got good and bad spots, but yeah.
I think any town on a Friday night is a death zone anyway. But
ours is awful, especially like you say around the parade. It's like
but it's always funny that when you see these things on like police shows, that's always Newcastle. Really?
Yeah, it is shocking.
Yeah,
it's sad. I mean, because is it that society's changed, or is it because there's cameras everywhere now?
No, I think. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know, but I think society has changed.
Yeah.
And I think it's changed, You know, I mean, it was different when we were young and going out on the town. We were probably different to the people who were 30 years older than us.
Oh, yeah, I can remember my mum saying, oh, you kids, you're so rowdy when we went out. And it's like, whereas, I don't know, I think
it's just been a gradual change over
I mean, I grew up, if you had a disagreement with someone, it was knuckles, not knives, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You had a bare knuckle fight round the back of the pub. It was done, dusted. You walked in the bar with your opponent, with your arm round each other, loving each other and buying each other a beer.
Yeah.
Now it's, you know, if someone has a one-on-one and one of them's losing, these 10 mates join in and the poor bloke ends up one step from the morgue. Or you'll get a girl get involved and starts lashing out at a fella. No fella's going to hit a girl, are they? Let's be honest. And it just gets more and more aggressive and more violent. And I sit there and go, where did this all come from? What's changed?
It's a controversial viewpoint, but I don't hide from it. In that I am a fervent believer in the idea that civilization, society, not just British society, but society generally is getting...
It's breaking down.
Well, it's just getting less smart, more dumb, I think.
Really?
I think there's... Yeah, I think there's still, you know, obviously, you know, not like everybody's suddenly an idiot, but I think there's more dumb people who just go into like mindless nonsense easier nowadays. And whether it's just because there's more people, because it's obviously population grows, whether it's that society has changed in the way it provides information to these people and these people see it as a not. I don't know what the reason will be. I don't think it's that people have just got stupid. But I think
because
society has changed.
Yeah.
But society has changed in a way that it has kind of dumbed people down a lot. I think society has kind of gotten a bit dumber.
Yeah, I mean, it's a strong word to use these days, isn't it, dumb? Because, you know, you can have people pick up and just think about where, you know, saying it the wrong way. So I'm trying to be diplomatic and not put labels out there, so to speak, you know?
I'm trying to think the best way to put it. It's just, I don't know.
Because it could be misconstrued, mate.
How can I put it? I don't know. It's not a loss of standards, because there's still plenty. I think, you know, there's still plenty of people who are just.
I think it's a lack of respect and things like that. Then,
lack of respect and restraint and.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A false sense of entitlement.
Definitely, I think
is a thing.
More and more entitled.
People think they're owed a living; they don't have to work for it. That sort of thing. And,
yeah, that could be it.
You know, it's. Someone once said to me, people have an expectancy that they would get stuff by winning the lottery or, you know, that sort of thing. They don't want to do the more menial work because it's beneath them. They have a sense of they're above everything. Whereas years ago, you know, we grew up, we was a YTS scheme, shoveling grit, so to speak. Choose whichever word to fit into that paragraph. But, you know, we did all of them sort of grunt jobs just to earn a crust. To pay our way, so to speak. Whereas now it's not like that, is it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely a society problem, not an individual person problem.
Yeah,
I don't mean to say that like people are more stupid, but I think society has devalued a lot of things that say we took as important, and I think a lot of people are now more selfish and less.
Yeah, Space Rangers is pretty much what I'm thinking. People have lost respect and empathy for one another. Yeah, that's basically what I was trying to say. But yeah, I do think it's there, you know, because people, it's almost they don't respect others, but they don't seem to respect themselves.
No.
And it's sad to see because you're like, really?
Yeah. I mean, there's always been like thugs on the streets and violence and gangs.
Oh,
it's never been any different, but it does seem to be more endemic now.
Oh yeah, the news stations love that. They love that fear news syndrome of putting the bejesus into people, and it's like, look, you know, when we grew up, they're like, oh, you know, crime is bad nowadays, worse than it ever was. Yeah, we grew up. You had the Moors murders, you had the Yorkshire Ripper. Crime's always been there. It's just nowadays, if someone gets mugged in London, it's on the news 5 minutes later. Yeah. You know, it's 24-hour news system nowadays, and it's publicised straight away, innit? But
yep. Well, I got off the burps tonight.
it's strange. It's sad. I mean, I do think it's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's alarming, but what do you do?
I think you might be on the right line with the respect. It does just seem that there's more people with less standards, I think, is the way to put it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we was brought up with that old mantra: love, loyalty, and respect.
Yeah.
And you respected your elders. You didn't interrupt the grown-ups when they was talking, and as kids, you were seen, not heard, type thing. And unless you was spoken to or asked to be in the conversation, but you would certainly never walk up to the table what the adults were sat at, and you wouldn't just walk up and start interjecting an opinion because you wasn't asked to be involved in that conversation. And I knew I'd get one up the side of the ear hole because the adults were talking.
Yep.
So you just didn't do it.
No, you'd be told right what for.
And I still think that was the right approach. I really do. Perhaps not some of the dry slaps, but the love, loyalty, respect mantra, respect your elders. I taught that to my boys, and they've got that mantra, where, they go over, especially during the Velociraptor. They would go and knock on the little bungalows across the way there, like what my mum lives in. And, they would, do you need milk? You got food? You got this? You got that? Well, we'll go up and grab your shopping for you. We'll give you a double tap so you know it's us. We'll leave the stuff on the doorstep. You can open the door and take it in. But, have you got money for the meter for your heating? And as a father, I look at that and I'm proud of that.
Yeah, that's
because,
a good done, mate.
Yeah, I'm like, they turned out to be, I've often said it on the air and when we've spoke, they're two blokes that I'd happily spend a night with having a beer with type thing because they are nice blokes and that makes me proud.
You should do.
Because when you see some others,
at UNH.
Yeah, when you see some others of the same age, they're on their third prison term, probably their third wife.
Yeah.
Countless kids everywhere and basically freeloading on everything. And it's like,
yeah,
it's a difficult one because
I think you're probably right that it is entitlement. It is a lack of respect. We're just like old men shouting at the clouds. I do appreciate that, but
we're proper.
It does seem to be a shame.
Yeah, we are proper Statler and Waldorf having a wibble, but it's where it begins, though, isn't it? I mean,
we've lived long enough to have these wibbles.
Yeah, but I would say that we had a lot stricter upbringing than we've ever given anyone else. Most people in this chat are of our age group, Gen X. Some will be a lot younger, like James, and that. There are younger audience members in here, so I don't want it to seem like it's crusty old fart show. But a lot of us are Gen X, and we had what we would call stern upbringings. Would that be a better way of wording it?
Yeah, a more disciplined upbringing.
Yeah, if you did something wrong, you flew across the front room because you had one up the side of the ear hole for being, whatever.
For being there,
And, all right, it's probably not the right way to raise your kids, but, dare I say it didn't do us any harm. We've all lived through it, and I think it's made us the people we are now.
Yep.
So I'm not saying everyone should go out now and batter their kids. I'm not saying that.
I don't know. I think another thing as well is that, when we were growing up, we literally had
nothing.
We had a bag of drag gravel. We had two areas of influence. We had our peers, and we had our parents and their routine. So basically, it was people our age or our parents. The older kids, we didn't hang around with them. No. When I was a first year at secondary school, I didn't hang out with the fifth years.
God, no.
They would have just battered me. There's no chance. But the difference now is that with the internet, of course, it's not just peers and parents. It's anyone can have an influence.
Yes.
That's why you get all these young kids now.
We didn't have this, Fox, did we? The internet. We didn't have influencers saying, go out and do this. We had none of that.
we didn't have, without mentioning names, specific names, but there are,
yeah, I know what you mean.
certain media influencers who are a bad influence on everybody, and
yes,
people idolise them, and it's like, we didn't have
there's a
that.
gallery with a similar name, I do believe. If that's the
yes,
yeah,
yeah, and it's like, this kind of drivel that they're exposed to now. We didn't have that, so we had our peers and our parents, and there were obviously kids had their own peers who were maybe a little bit leery anyway. Not everybody was an angel, don't get us wrong.
Oh no.
But and I knew kids who went down the wrong side of the road, as it were, down the wrong side of the tracks, and had a bad time of it. But I mean, and my personal, the worst thing I ever did was flipping hedge hopping. That's nothing. So I can't really speak to the wayward side of life, but the worst that my peers ever did was maybe get a bottle of White Lightning at the bus station and get a little bit sponged.
I showed early signs of entrepreneurism, and that's all I'll say.
yeah, and some perhaps chemical engineering.
Yeah. I had an unhealthy interest in pyrotechnics.
Yeah. We didn't have these things that were extra to our world of a sphere of influence.
No.
You have to remember, like, when we were kids, I was like, apart from the occasional one you found in a piece of woodland, I hadn't seen a porno max. I was about 18. You couldn't get them. Yeah, apart from the occasional one you found in a bin bag in the forest, in the woodlands.
Come on, how many in the chat found forest porn when they was young?
Yeah, it could be like the ground behind some houses, or a little bit.
It was a baptism. Everyone I know, forest porn. And
it was always, and it was either your first introduction to that was either because you found it in a carry bag in the middle of a woodland, or one of your friends had an older brother who had some, and your older brother said, "Look at this, my brother's got," and you'd be like, "What's that?" Yeah. But that was it. That was an innocence, and
that was me, some scraggly-haired, bony man with a beard.
yeah. There would be the bloke would always have like blue socks and a moustache,
big kipper tie.
Yeah, and the women would be, let's just say, au naturel.
Yeah, like 50 gram pouch of Old Alban, wouldn't there? You know what I mean? It's like, hold up, man, what's going on there?
50 gram pouch of Old Alban.
She's Scottish, is that a sporran? What's going on there? But yeah.
Does he get a moustache that now?
Well, man, since rolling that stuff. Yeah.
But that's the thing. I mean, we didn't have this endless access to, and it's not just obviously porn. It's all kinds of different influences. Like I was saying, like
social influencers.
Bad people on the internet who tell you the way you should be, and it's a really bad thing to follow, and yet people do because they don't know better.
And obviously, as well, I mean, I can remember the first time I ever heard of things like gang culture was films like Wanderers and the Warriors. Whereas now, it's all over the news. Most of it to do with American gang culture. But because young teenage boys see that on the telly, it appeals to them, and they see that as a stimulating environment where they can get rich quick, and suddenly it spreads to different areas of our country,
I mean, it existed when we were kids, don't get us wrong, and you could still see it in TV and movies when we were kids, but
not to the degree we see it now, though.
Exactly. That was occasionally when somebody's big brother had a VHS of some movie that you could sneak around and watch when the parents were out or something. It wasn't like you just go on the internet and it's all there for you, done. There you go.
Video nasties. Yeah.
Hey, 10-year-old, here's an introduction to some nasty stuff.
You'd watch a copy of Friday the 13th that had been copied that many times it was like it was snowing throughout the film. You'd be squinting your eyes trying to see different scenes. It's like, God, that was good.
My only two lasting memories are being at my mate's house, and his older brother had some videos, and one of them was some sort of cannibal film.
Yeah.
And if you actually watched it now, it'd be crap. It'd be terrible. And there was a naked lady's bazoom.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what that is. I don't understand it. And the other one was some kind of like Formula One crashes, and there was some like spectacular crash where some groundsman was hit by a Formula One car, and I just remember that. But
you used to have the spotty kid from down the street who was laying on the floor doing the tracking button, so that if it did go, he'd quickly have to turn it. That was his job for the night.
or hit the eject button.
And
But now it's like, it doesn't matter how well parents try to monitor what the kids do, you can't.
no, you can't. You can't.
And it's not just down to the kids. Let's be honest. I mean, I've got nephews that are now in their 20s, but they had all that access to the internet when they were young, and they didn't turn out like that. So there's
Bill says, the generation that feared the wooden spoon. Yeah, my mum had one of them big ladles, Bill, and she used to just stand there and go, donk, right in the front of your canister. Honestly, you was getting your bell rung, mate. It was,
My mum used to be, used to be the librarian at my local primary school that I was a student at.
Oh, right, yeah.
And one day, I don't remember, I was about 8 or 7 or something. For some reason, I don't know why, I said the F word in the playground.
Oh, dear.
And this is like in the late 70s, early 80s, maybe 81.
Yeah.
80 or 79. And of course, kids being kids, one of them instantly grasped me up to the headmaster.
Yeah.
Because of course he did. And so the teacher was there, and because my mum worked there, he went up to her and said, "Can I give him the trainer?" And she went, "Absolutely." So I got smacked with
the trainer, yeah.
I got smacked with the trainer for my bad.
My mum used to always say, if you cuss at me, I'll wash your mouth out with soap. And we used to think, she don't mean that. Till the first time I did it.
Yeah.
And it was that gnarly old school soap, the stuff that had almost like TCP in it,
Oh, God, yeah, the minging stuff. Oof.
Oh, mate, my gums, honestly, it was like I'd ate 15 packets of space dust, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you remember? Oh, God. For me, this was more primary school than secondary school. But do you remember the grease-proof, sharp, pointy, razor blade sharp, if you fold it, school toilet paper?
Oh, yeah. That beige, was it a beige colour stuff, semi-transparent?
Yeah, but it was like onion skin paper, but also greaseproof paper. And if you fold it, you get like a razor blade edge.
Yeah.
And it was like sheets that big.
Yeah, what we now use for our wet pallets, basically.
Pretty much.
But didn't so much as remove it, just redistributed, should we say?
Yeah, I reckon that toilet paper is probably responsible for a generation of children becoming anally retentive till the 20s or 30s.
Yeah, it wasn't pleasant stuff, was it?
No.
But then again, you never dared go for a number 2 at school, did you?
No, this is true.
Because the minute someone heard that inane click of the cubicle, every single receptacle in the school was filled with water and other liquid substances, and it was all bamboozled over the top of that cubicle door. So you'd learn the hard way.
You never wanted to lock yourself in that. I mean, when primary school was different, but secondary school, no.
Secondary school was like, baptism of fire, that was.
Secondary school is just hell on earth.
I can remember the first day I walked into my secondary school and I looked up and I could see the scared face of this child staring down at me that was being held upside down by his ankles over the railings. Yeah, it's like, okay, I never am going to be that child.
Yeah, it's either you walk in and go, "These are my spirit animals," or
and I was just like, what the hell on earth is this place? Yeah.
What the hell have I walked into? Hey.
It was like, hey. Don't know what the poor person had done. Never did find out, but it was like,
it doesn't really matter.
It's like, so glad that wasn't me, but it was just like, I can remember there was one kid that used to get walked to secondary school. This is how bad this is. He got walked to secondary school by his mum.
Oh, that's the worst thing ever, especially if you allow it to happen as the kid.
He had 5 years of constant bullying, that kid, just because on that one day, his mum insisted she walked him to school.
Yeah, no, that's something.
I really did feel for that lad. It's like, that's...
I remember when I was at secondary school, I broke my ankle on the very last day of term.
Oh, right, yeah.
The very last day before the summer holidays, and I slipped off something and broke my ankle.
Yeah.
So when we went back to school, we didn't have a car at the time, so my dad called the local authority, and they arranged for this driver service to take me.
Oh, right, dial-a-ride, yeah?
No, it wasn't. It was a private thing. It was basically this guy called Mr. Oldfield. And he had a big old S-Class Merc. But, you know, the old, like, the sort of Brazilian dictator Mercedes, the big long ones with the big silver grille and the 1970s, what were they called? The...
Invacars.
No, it was like this big old... what was the Mercedes? Not the Ambassador.
The Grosser?
The Grosser, that's it.
Yeah.
He had this big, beautiful white Grosser with green leather interior. Top of the range. And I think he used to drive for like the mayor and other people. But he also drove... For some reason, he also drove kids to school that couldn't drive. Like kids, I think he did a lot of work with all the local kids that had... What's the thing where your blood won't clot?
Haemophilia.
That's it. He used to transport a lot of haemophiliac kids to school.
Yeah.
So he used to drop me off for a couple of weeks. And it did me so much good because I basically turned up in a big 35-foot long white green leather interior Mercedes.
Oh, nice one.
All my peers in the school were like, wow, you're so rich. And I'm like, no.
Oh, yeah.
So it got me a massive, massive reputation boost at school for pulling up in that car.
Yeah. I was where my uncle used to do work with the old Sunshine Bus people, you know. People like Forsyth and all of that lot were involved with the charity and that. And he said, I'll give you a lift to school on your way for it. Yeah, no worries. And I didn't think nothing of it till it pulled up outside the school and all my mates started ripping into me because I was dropped off in the Sunshine Bus to school, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, And weeks later, he's like, I'll give you a lift. No, that's all right. I'm all right. I'm good. Yeah.
I'll limp.
I'll be like, it's pouring down with rain. Yeah, I know, I'll be fine. It's like, it's not happening again.
It's all good, but don't worry about it.
The day's grief I got for that. Oh, you got dropped off in the Sunshine Bus. Oh, no. All I saw that day was my uncle doing a gesture of goodwill. Me going, yeah, all right. I didn't give it a fault. Learned that valuable lesson that day. But, you know, years later, he said to me, he said, I knew full well, he said, you'd get stick off your mates. He said, but it just grounded you, didn't it? It's like, cheers for that, Unc.
It was a lesson that you learned.
Yeah, a life lesson I was being taught for whatever reason.
You were like, wow, thanks.
Yeah, cheers for that, Keys.
It's a life lesson I really wanted.
It was strange, you know, like I've got fond memories of aspects of it going to school, but yeah, I wasn't a fan, if I'm honest.
Yeah. So I could look at chat while I think on it, because we probably let a load.
Yeah. I got to someone. Space Rangers said "spot on" was the last one I can remember seeing when we was having our chat about society, wasn't we?
Yes, he said. Yeah, they're sitting after another room. In our day, we would get the boot. He says. I say he, could be a she. So they said. Bill says the generation that feared the wooden spoon. We had to walk 5 miles to the mill uphill both ways, no shoes on his feet, and pay mill owner for the privilege of work 26 hours a day.
Yeah.
Leia says, sorry, had to deal with a small emergency. Found a dead animal in my kitchen. Had to do something with it. So I cooked it, put it between 2 slices of bread with brown sauce and had a bacon sandwich.
I sent in the picture earlier on of 2 of the big fat burgers I had. I'm like, yeah, Home Alone food.
Yeah. I walked into the kitchen about a week ago.
Saying that, there is a story that, no, there is a story to that. I can throw my lad under the bus for this.
Go on, tell me the story. I
was actually officially left healthy food like wraps and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
But he says, I found a stash, he said, in the freezer buried. He says, that's a couple of burgers, mate. Yeah.
It's like you're going to say no, obviously.
Exactly. Like, yeah, I'll have them bad boys. But anyway, carry on, mate. I digress.
What was I going to say? What was I saying?
You was, I don't know, you was chatting about food.
Oh, yeah, I went down to the kitchen about 2 weeks ago, and it was about 2 in the morning, and I walked in, turned the kitchen light on, and a little black shape went across the floor and back of the washing machine. I'm like,
oh, wow.
Bugger, you little git. There was obviously a tiny little mouse running around in the kitchen. I'm like,
oh, really?
We've had little mouses before, but there's nothing in there for it to eat, so it probably just came in to find something and realised there was nothing. I've not seen it since.
Oh.
Well, I think it was a mouse. It moved so fast I couldn't see how big it was.
Yeah.
But we've had mouses before because we've got a little hole in the wall somewhere behind all the cupboards.
Oh, you've got proper Tom and Jerry mouse hole, have you?
Yeah, somewhere, and they sometimes get in, but we don't leave any food out, so there's nothing for them to eat. So they don't really tend to stick around.
Yeah.
Although I did go down once, and there was a completely sealed bag of pasta.
Oh right, yeah.
On a shelf, stupidly on a shelf about a foot above the ground, and I walked into the kitchen, and this bag went, and I went, "That's not supposed to happen. Bags of pasta aren't supposed to move." And the mouse had eaten through the plastic and just gone into the bag and started eating the pasta inside the bag.
Oh wow.
So we put down some like catch and release traps, and we threw it out, and then stopped putting food on that low shelf then, and since then nothing.
Oh.
But I never forget. I first discovered we had the mouses. I've 3 times I've come across them. Once in that bag of pasta. Once I went into the kitchen and opened the cupboard that's got like a carousel on it that you rotate round with cups and things.
Oh right, yeah.
I rotated it round, and then in a little gap, there's this little tiny brown mouse just sat there nibbling on something. And as it rotated round, it kind of looked at me and was like,
"Oh, hello." Bless."
So I was like, I just rotated it back round again.
Yeah,
shut the cupboard gently.
Just walk away, dear. Just walk away.
Yeah. And then the best one was, I was lying in bed one night, and I heard this little metallic ding. And I lay there, and I'm thinking, I kind of know that noise. What is that noise? And then I thought, that's the noise of like one of the power cables behind my computer desk.
Yeah.
Pinging against the metal leg of the computer desk.
Yeah.
Why would that move? So I turned the light on. And at the time I had like a 42-inch TV in the bedroom, in the corner to play my games.
Oh right, yeah.
And sat on top of this telly, cheekily just sat there looking at me, was the tiniest but most adorable little brown mouse.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you upstairs? And why are you in the house? And why are you upstairs in my bedroom? What?
Yeah.
So it obviously come in and then managed to wander its way all the way up the stairs.
Yeah.
It was like pootling around behind me telly. So I caught it in the trap and threw it out. So adorable. So adorable.
What else is going on? Sophie says one good thing is that LGBTQ plus is accepted these days, where it was taboo and unacceptable back then. I can remember being gay being illegal.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I had a lesbian aunt and a gay uncle, but they would never have been open about their preferences back then.
No, they wouldn't have dared.
But, it was, they had their friend type thing, you know what I mean? But it was certainly a taboo subject. And I think it's a good progression, really. I think it should never be a thing. I don't think someone's gender, creed, skin colour or anything should ever be a problem.
No, I mean, it's still offensive to some people, but those people are morons, so...
Yeah, I just don't think it should be a thing in the modern world. Why should it be?
No.
It's only got to go back through history. It's always been there. So, live and let live's my motto.
Absolutely.
There's always going to be, no matter what society changes are made, there are always going to be bigots, and there's always going to have that type of people, I'm afraid.
There'll always be somebody who doesn't like the thing that somebody else does.
I think the difference nowadays is the majority of people call them out for it.
Yeah.
Whereas years ago, it would have been allowed to be said because people didn't want people to think that they were. So they would just laugh nervously along with people doing that sort of thing.
Yeah, say nothing.
Say nothing. Whereas now people go, actually, no, that's...
Actually, sorry, you're out of order, mate. Do you want to
and people call it out. And I think that's a good thing.
Absolutely. Sorry, I've got a right tickly cough going on.
Oh, you carry on with your tickly cough.
Oh.
So,
yeah, no, it's...
I totally agree, Sophie. Shouldn't be a problem.
Yep. Too much intolerance in the world. All of it is absolutely unnecessary.
I can remember having a very heated debate with someone on a live stream. Fox knows who I mean.
And if I didn't, I could probably guess.
I wouldn't say on my moral high horse. I called them out for what they said been inappropriate, and they couldn't handle the fact that they were getting called out for it. But yeah, it's like, no, you can't do that. I got fed up with apologising for this individual. And I thought, no, enough was enough this day, and I kind of lost my stack with them.
I'm going to sneeze.
And I gained a lot of supporters that day for having the gonads to actually call them out, because a lot of people have been thinking it for a while.
Yep.
And that typical thing, everyone was like, oh, I was going to say that, but no one did. And
You
I
never did, though, did you?
I did and just went for it. And it was like, yeah, I'm not having that.
No, I mean, I'll always call it out.
And yeah, it was one of them.
Don't matter what it is. It's like when people say racist stuff.
Oh,
And
drives me nuts.
Well, when I'm in a conversation with people and somebody says something racist, and I say, I'm white and I'm a man and I'm middle class.
Yes.
But you assume that you can just say racist stuff because of that.
Yeah.
But have you never thought that maybe not everybody in my family is white?
Exactly.
Or maybe not everybody in my family is straight.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, so shut up. Also, you're banned. Bye.
Yeah. Oh, but you never told us. We shouldn't have to.
It's none of them.
You know,
It's none of your business.
It's no one's business, is it? You know. I've come across so much of that, and you're like,
well, I love that hypocrisy. Oh, you never told us. Well, hang on. You either complain because people ram it down your throats, or you don't, or you complain because they don't tell you. So which one is it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's you'd be to say you didn't know. You've been living under a rock. Yeah. I got asked whether I was gay. I'll never forget. It was quite comical because when I first started live streaming, I had the Tom Hardy poster behind me, didn't I?
Oh yeah.
And it was, I think it might have been on one of the Mobbert streams or something. But anyway, someone asked me, and I said, "Oh, you know, you gay?" Because I only ever refer to Helen, my wife, as H.
You were innocently like, well,
I was chatting about H. I said, "Oh, H," and they went, "Oh, you know, how long you two been partners then? You know, and what does H do? You know, is he in the same career as you?" And I said, "H is my wife." I said, "Oh," I said, "Oh, that's interesting." I said, "Oh, you thought I was gay? Okay, what's that then?" "Well, you're so protective of gay people, but also you've got that big poster of Tom Hardy behind you."
And you were like, oh,
there's a story to that. This room used to be Helen's utility room, and she used to spend a lot of time in here alone with Tom Hardy whilst her washing was doing them. But yeah, and it was quite funny. I got chatted up at my sister's wedding by a gay builder. That was funny. You know, but yeah, it was. It doesn't bother me. You know, people are who they are, and I think they should identify happily for who they are and not be fearful of any prejudice. But unfortunately, we are a minority of people, aren't we, that are like this. There are, unfortunately, a lot of bigoted people still out there, and
it makes me laugh because it's like, you know, in my younger days when we used to go out to bars and pubs and stuff, we wouldn't quite often do bars so much, but pubs we'd do.
yeah,
And this is a group of us, men and women, mixed group. And, you know, some of the best nights we had were in some of like the gay bars in Manchester because they're just a great time. It's just absolute just nonsense. It's fantastic fun.
easiest door work you could get was down the gay bars.
Yeah.
Never had any trouble.
No.
It was the only trouble you had was idiots outside trying to make trouble. And it's like, yeah. But we dealt with it.
Because I've never liked going to bars because I don't like bars. They're not fun or relaxing. I'm an ale man, so I like pubs. But you know, if we had to go to a bar, if it was one of the gay bars in Manchester, I'd be like, oh, that's great because it's just fun and relaxed and silly, and I like that. Best nights out I ever had.
Absolutely. So yeah, some of the funniest people of the gay community.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hello, I'm blowing my bits across the table.
But you always get idiots, unfortunately, that try to. I don't know whether it's their own insecurities, because that's how I used to say it. When people used to confront us on the doors going, "How could you work for this place? You know the type of people that are in there." And I go, "Yeah, paying clients, paying customers. Why? Who do you think's in there then? Lord Logan?" You know, they're like, "Oh, but they would start getting all, you know," and you'd be like, "Really? Oh, get yourself, mate."
It's just people who are either ignorant or just not been brought up in a way to respect other people who are different.
So yeah, it used to be, as when I first started coming across bigotry in that context, especially such a vocal form of it, and used to think, are people that stupid?
It's like, yeah, they are. So
yeah, and it's like, who's got a right to say to someone how they should live and who their partners should be?
I mean, there's usually only a small handful of reasons why someone. I mean, there's obviously different forms of bigotry. There's racial, and sexual harassment and stuff like that. And, but in terms of, say, sexuality, there's only really a small number of reasons, and that's either insecurity, miseducation, or they've not been educated in a way that suggests people are all the same, or religious beliefs, I suppose, is one reason. But I suppose the religious beliefs, they just avoid that situation altogether, so they don't really be vocal about it. So
it's a strange one. It's a hot topic.
Yeah.
But I never feel uncomfortable around us, Sophie. If anyone's got an issue, then just let them go. Do one, love.
Yeah.
It's never a thing. People always used to assume by my appearance that I would be affiliated with a form of, how can we say, white groups. I'm trying to avoid certain phrases because YouTube picks up on it. Because, the bald head, the tattoos, they would think that you was in some form of affiliation with that type of side of society.
They would think you were not as tolerant as you are. They would assume that you're a less tolerant individual. Yeah,
they would judge the book by the cover and put you in a category of going, oh, yeah, but surely you'd go along with that because you must, you got bald head, and it's like, just because of my appearance, it doesn't mean to say that that's my philosophy.
Exactly.
You could not be further from the truth.
No.
And yes. I had a good friend that I thought I knew, should I say, but they turned up at an event I was at, and how can I say, the T-shirt they was wearing expressed certain opinionated beliefs. And they wondered why they were propelled quite hastily through the door.
Yeah.
I thought, you thought wrong.
Yep.
I never realised you was like that. You're no longer a friend of mine.
Yep.
Because it just goes against my grain, I'm afraid.
No. Well, I mean, people look at me and assume I'm straight, so.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's no one's business.
No.
At the end of the day, I've never had an issue with it. Never discussed it with you.
No.
Life is all about choices, dear.
Life is all about just being silly and having fun. And if you take it too seriously, well, that's your own.
Yeah. Yeah, I can remember someone going for you once in a live stream chat with it, and you was quite shocked at how I berated them so severely.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was like, yeah. Because back then you didn't know me that well, and I think you was a little bit uncertain, wasn't you,
I was
of
like,
me?
I wouldn't say I wasn't, no, not really uncertain. I just didn't know you that well.
Yeah.
It's like, the thing with me is that I tend to, it sounds really bad, I tend to judge people very quickly based on early impressions, but then I allow myself to have my mind changed over time.
Space Rangers is off. Got to go. Take care, mate. I'm sorry to interrupt you there, Fox. I just wanted to acknowledge them before they went. Absolutely.
Yep.
Go on.
Take care, buddy. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, so it's like, so there are some people that just like see someone very briefly and make an instant decision of what they're like.
Yes.
And that's it. And I do that, but I leave myself open to have my mind changed, so I still get to know them.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Occasionally, I'll do that, and I will have been right about someone.
Mm-hmm.
If I see someone and they come across as a little bit, I don't really think I'm going to like these people. Sometimes you're right.
Yeah.
But I always leave myself open to be like, no, I was wrong. They're actually really lovely. So I didn't know anything about it. I didn't make any assumptions about you at all, to be honest. That's an unusual thing with you. I just kind of liked you from the start.
Yeah.
You were like, this guy's going to be a good mate. And then just kind of grew from there. I didn't have any preconceived.
I brutally ejected this individual And you was like, didn't expect that, dude. I said, look, once you get to know me, you'll know that if certain people display certain behaviours, it goes against my moral compass. And I deal with it in the only way I know. I am an ex-doorman. That's how I deal with people. I just rip them to pieces, call them out for who they are, and then get rid. Sorry if that trampled on your toes. You was like, no, I'm immensely grateful. I said, don't have to be. They go after you, they go after me. It's that simple.
I think the thing to remember with me and you is that, like you say, you know, because of the way you look, many people look at you and make certain assumptions.
Yes.
And I probably would have done exactly the same at the start.
Yeah.
But I knew you for a long time before I actually met you, so I didn't go through that.
Yeah.
Which is when I actually first met you, and what you, because you know, like you get to know someone that you'd never seen, you get to just imagine what they, because it was a long time before I even saw your face. Yeah. So,
and I know steadfastly back then wouldn't do face to cam, would I? Yeah.
So it's like the first time I actually met you in person, my brain was like, that is not what I imagined.
Oh yeah. I remember KA.Models where this room went dark when you walked in. I didn't think you was that big.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, if I met you first, I probably would have had the same kind of, oh, here we go, sort of biker, shaven head type.
Yeah.
But because I got to know you, I was just like, oh, a big old bear, aren't you?
Yeah. And Pete was like, you got big hands, didn't you?
Pete's fascinated by Festa sounds.
I wouldn't want to meet you in a dark alley. I said, yeah, all right.
The funny thing was that he passed that fascination on to the guys at God Hands as well, so now they're fascinated by your big hands as well.
Terrible, aren't they? The Japanese folks, yeah.
They love you, the guys at God Hands love your stuff.
Oh, it's quite surreal that there was an event in Japan for God Hand, and they're playing my videos at this event. And I didn't know at the time until someone said, "You do realise they was playing your videos at that event?" I was like, "Oh wow!" I felt the love.
Yeah.
I said to Peter about it on Skype because I was getting late night Skyped, and he said they like the eccentric Englishman. He says with the big hands. I said, you've been telling them about my big hands. He said, actually, they mentioned it to me. He said about your big hands. He said, so even they're fascinated.
I mean, if anybody's going to see your hands as big, it would be the Japanese.
Yeah.
Who are famously small-handed.
He said, I tried to explain to them how tall you are and wide. And I said, basically, you're trying to say I'm fat, Pete. Come on, out with it.
Yeah, it's like you called me a fat bird, Pete.
Yeah. He said, you do kind of fill a room when you enter, mate. He said, in the nicest possible way.
And I don't mean by your personality.
He said, so in the end, he said, the only way I could do it was thin sumo.
Thin sumo.
Yeah. I was like, oh, cheers, mate. So they now think that I'm walking around with a nappy on. Is that what you're saying? So he's like, yeah. He said, the eccentric Englishman with a large hand.
Let's catch up on chat. Craftnit. So Sophie, it's Sophie, isn't it?
Yes.
Said, when she followed up a comment with, sorry if my comment caused offence. Nope, never does.
Why would your comment cause offence? You don't have to apologise in here, Sophie.
Bill says, our mums really did have eyes in the back of their heads. How they found out stuff is all a mystery to this day.
Oh, I think there was a network of mums lighting beacons all up and down the country, warning each other of the shenanigans their kids were pulling.
There's two things to remember. One, all our mums knew each other.
Yes.
And two, every mother could get information out of their son about what they've been up to.
You'd always get someone who would go, I know your mum, and you go, yeah, of course you do, and they would give you their name, where you lived. It's like, oh, bloody do know me, mum. Yeah, oh no.
But the most important thing is, no matter how strong the blood bond between you and your mates, right? No matter if you did the little cut on your finger and say it was a proper blood oath type, we all did that as kids. Get a penknife. There you go. Blood brothers now. No matter how strong that bond is, that you would not snitch on each other because snitches get stitches, and it's the unwritten code. That's until their mum asks them something, in which case they tell them everything.
Oh yeah.
So it was basically your mates grassed you up instantly to their mothers.
You could never lie to your mum.
No.
Because they know.
Your mates wouldn't grass you up to the police, but if their mum said, did you go out with such and such last night and break that garden shed?
Yeah, I did, mum. Well, you would have told them as you went in, oh, by the way, mum, I broke this last night, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. By the way, Squiglet, what time do you want to go to?
Half 2 at the latest.
Okay.
If that's all right, because, yeah.
That works for me. Jeff says, no, Sophie, your remarks are not offensive.
absolutely. You don't have to apologise in here, Sophie. Please, please, please feel that you can be yourself in here. I'd be gutted if you thought that you couldn't be yourself in here, because that's not what we're about.
At the end of the day, if conversation gets steered to something that we probably won't want to discuss, we just gently ask people not to talk about it. So,
yeah,
whatever. You all kind of generally know the things we don't talk about on this stream, the kind of hot button topics that most people wouldn't talk about. But, there's nothing to do. If something was a bit, we'd just say, we're not going to talk about that. But don't worry about it.
You don't ever apologise for being you. You don't need to.
Jeff says, people are who and what they are. We should respect other people. Bill says, Saturday night public order checking numbers in clubs got very Blue Oyster in one part of town. Yeah, but you know what? That'd be the best, most fun part of town, though. Sophie says, I am me. I am harmless. I am human.
Exactly, and we love you for it.
And PJ Lewis has been playing Borderlands and says, I am a meat popsicle.
Oh, is he now?
Although in Borderlands, it's more like meat bicycle, I think.
Is he a secret gamer? Is that what we're finding out?
Now there is something to be ashamed of. Natasha says, not really. No, it doesn't matter what anyone has, they still judge, and I still tell them the lovely 2 words, polite way of not swearing.
Absolutely.
People saying goodbye to space. Natasha says that baby Rio is listening to Colin. You're being followed by a bird.
Am I? Oh, I'm being stalked, am I?
Yeah. Bill says, me and the wife had a gay couple friends used to go to the gay club all the time. Never felt awkward or weird. In fact, it was always a good... It always is.
Oh, good night out, mate. Yeah.
My female friends used to love going to the gay bars because they were under no pressure. They were perfectly comfortable.
Me and my missus at my sister's wedding were the only straight people there.
Yep.
And we had an absolute blast. It was such a laugh.
PJ says a comment that I'm going to spend the rest of my life regretting reading. And I don't know why he's saying this. Because I've forgotten the conversation, but he says, Colin wearing a nappy, that's an image that'll linger.
This is because Japanese sumo.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but PJ, you've still got that image of me with the hot pants, mate, and the feather boa, ain't you?
Yeah.
Come on, fess up, admit it.
See, that image, I don't know which is the worst bit, the hot pants or the feather boa. I really can't pass which is the worst part of that.
Hey, mate, it's the Colgate smile that you'd have to be worried about, mate.
Yeah.
That and a row of fibres tucked in the waistband.
I think it's more the fact that your mouth is smiling but your eyes are screaming is more disturbing.
Yeah. Oh, bless.
Apologies for the sniffles, ladies and gentle spoons.
Yeah, we're both like that at the moment. It's the lenses we wear because we've both got old man eyesight. So we wear our optical lenses on top of our glasses when we're streaming. For those that don't know what we mean these. Yeah, they press right down on your sinuses or the side of your nose, and that's it. And then you start getting agitated with them, and
yep,
that's it. Once it starts, you can't stop it, can you?
Yeah, because glass is designed to be the perfect weight for your face, but you suddenly put a lens on that, and now you've got like your nose, your goblet cells in your nose turn into slug mode.
Yeah.
Because the glasses will not sit up on your nose, they'll just stick down and squish all your nostrils together. And if you've got a beard, it's even worse because then all your moustache hairs go into your nostril and it's like, so frustrating.
Oh, the things we do to live stream, dear.
Yes, the things we do, the suffering we go through.
Let's go in there. Happy days. I just said happy days. Damn it.
Monday, Tuesday,
Wednesday,
Thursday. I hated that series so much.
Yeah, the Fonz.
I hated it so much. I don't know why, but like 1950s American sort of like that kind of just, I don't like that.
It was of its time, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, 1950s Americana, just it doesn't sit well.
I wouldn't say in a controversial way because I can't ever remember anything on there being controversial.
No. The only
it was
thing
just
I can
good time telly, wasn't it? So
the only thing I can actually remember is like the father's voice because he was also the sheriff in Murder, She Wrote, and he had that kind of
gravelly
he was also the father in Wait Till Your Father Gets Home.
Yeah,
that's a good theme tune. That
I just used to find Ron Howard irritating. Don't know why.
Yeah,
Is it Richie Cunningham?
Yeah, he was just the classic peppy red, buzz-cutted American teenager.
Yeah, and it was like
Archie's type.
Yeah, and it was like he was the atypical anti-Fonz almost, wasn't he?
Yeah,
You know?
I don't actually remember much about Happy Days at all.
So yeah, Johnny and Chachi, wasn't it?
Who what?
Were the couple? Richie Cunningham's sister, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Damn, I'm going to come out here as a real
Chachi sounds about right.
Happy Days fan here, knowing all the characters' names. But
was Chachi a Latin American?
Scott Baio was the actor, wasn't it, that played him? Damn, where am I remembering all this stuff from?
Damn, you've been watching it.
Susie Quattro was on there, played a character called Lever Tuscadero. Damn, I'm going to stop now. I'm going to go back to the Beechwood ward for a couple of days, dear. Is that okay?
Have you been pausing the video again? In places?
Yeah.
Is this like another Kira moment?
No, it's not another Kira. No, it's nowhere near as good as Kira. Oh,
it's probably good for you that they never plan on remastering DS9 to high definition, because that would.
Oh, I'd love it if they did. Oh, just think how clingy that intendant Kira. Whoa. Look at that hand.
Yeah, but you shoot with it.
I've actually really come over hot.
Have you had a bit of a flush, dear?
I'm having a bit of a flush there, dear. Oh dear.
Ooh. You're going through the change.
Yeah, menopause.
I've got the music from Wait Till Your Father Gets Home stuck in my head now. Damn, it's a good. I actually watched one of the episodes as well.
Yeah.
It's quite good. And I remembered, right? And of course, if you don't remember Wait Till Your Father Gets Home, this entire conversation is irrelevant to you. But
is that Patrick Cargill?
I don't know who that is.
The grey-haired character that played the father. Yeah.
If he played the father in Happy Days, then yes. I didn't know his name.
Oh no, sorry. I was thinking of the English one, Father Dear Father.
Oh no, this is like the animated series.
Yeah.
And I remembered it sparked a memory that they used to have a scene where there was usually a regular scene where I think it was Harry, the father was called Harry or something. Oh right. And his neighbour was this conspiracy theorist who thought it was all about commies everywhere and stuff.
Yeah.
And they always had a scene where they'd be in the car driving somewhere and they'd be having this conversation. And I remember being a kid and I'd be like, that's how you draw people in a car. So I started drawing people in cars when I was doing little drawings and stuff. And that's where I got that from. I remember that. I remember drawing a little comic strip when I was about 7 and it had people in cars talking. I was like, that's where I got that from. I remember now. I was a simple child.
Yeah, but I just liked the simple life and the simple things, I didn't need the latest and greatest toys and things like that. I just wanted, sit there, pot of glue or tube of snot glue back then with the old snap-off lid and the needle that went in it.
Needle.
And the model kit that, used to be in bags back then, hanging off by the till, and I'd be well away, mate.
Yep. I've made a tube.
You are a tube, mate. Do you know what I've been building?
What have you been? You've been in a truck, or you've been making a?
I've been making a chassis.
I see.
Yeah, chassis. Yeah. It's not a chassis. It's a chassis. I always remember the first time he heard me say chassis, he was like, I'm so glad. I went, what? He said, you say it properly. He said, I really hate it when people say chassis. That was it. He should never, ever have told me that.
I should have learned the first time I ever did that in my entire life.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you shouldn't have told me that, mate. Why? Because I will now call it by the name you hate forevermore.
Yeah, I don't like you anymore.
Oh, Lamekins, show me on the dolly where the horrible Festa hurt you.
All.
All the places, so many places.
So many places.
Do you know where them places are? Underneath the arches.
That's been a while.
Been a while, folks. We won't do that again.
I was going to say in my intimate feminine area.
You're made of intimate feminine area.
I always make that joke and it's always funny in my mind, but nobody ever remembers the advert, so nobody gets the rest. They're like, why did you say that? And I'm like, because it was an advert for thrush.
I can always remember the first time one of the guys from across the pond come in. I won't name them because I don't want to embarrass them. But it's like, yeah, listening to you and your mate, it just made me realise how nuts you English folks really are. It's like, yeah.
We are
It
crazy
gets
people.
worse. It gets worse. Believe you me.
We are the crazy peoples.
I mean it in the nicest possible way. I take that as a huge compliment. Don't worry about it.
Mm. Right. Tube has been gemade and gefarten.
So
What is
he's
next? And the thing I like about this, right, is you get the boom tube, and it's got ratchet.
See, I keep thinking you're on about boob tube. I'm sitting there thinking, what's he on about?
Boob tubes. Yeah, 1984. Hello.
Yeah.
And the good thing is that when you put it in, it actually ratchets onto those bits there, so it can go and lock in place.
Nice one.
Cool. Yeah. Takes all the paint off light, so you wouldn't really do that.
Yeah, but
I also don't need to glue that in because you can just pop it in later. So.
Well, hey, steady, Norris.
Steadied. Oh,
there it is.
excuse me. There it is, definitely. Oh, excuse me.
Right, it's there. I'll tell you what I might do. Let's find it on the sprue, and I might pop it in
They want me
place.
to steady now. They want me to put a man either on the gun or looking through a periscope. It's like, why can't I do both?
Oh, that's going to go well.
Why can't I do both?
Leah says, I think it's Colin trying to hide the chip alert that disturbed me the most, eh, mate? Be careful what you wish for.
Chip alert. Oh, actually, I can do it. Wait, what?
Chip alert.
Chip alert. Oh, no, I can't do both. Oh.
Right. Because I don't want to lose that bit. I'm going to glue it on the other part, but keep it on the sprue. Because I got hot anticipation. I actually cut the wrong bit off the sprue quite a while ago.
Anticipazione.
But I could slap it on there, and it's never going to go missing then, is it?
I think I'm going to have the man with the silly periscope. Oh, well, again, no. Maybe not.
Of course, we still got our cromlech tigers to build yet, mate.
Oh, do you know what makes me really grumpy?
What's that?
I've got a whole load of Forge World kits that don't exist anymore, and they're in plastic now.
Oh, really?
I've got an Arvis lighter, which was a legendary Forge World kit. This little
I had a
tiny-
Zippo lighter. See what I did? Tom Bosley, that was it, Bill. Cheers, mate.
Bosley,
you
that's the
legend. So I knew Bill would come good. He's a legend. He's on like.
Yeah, so I've got an Arvis lighter that's now a plastic kit.
Yeah.
I've got the Malcadoran furnace, which George got for me, which is now a plastic kit.
Oh, right. Yeah. See where this is going.
Yeah, and there's probably others as well. I don't know.
All these kits that you was going to build to sell.
Well, I still can, because you'll be paying for the artisanal paint quality.
Oh, is that what it's called, is it?
Well, if I say artisanal, it'll attract all the Americans, so
Okay. I'll take your word for that.
they like their artisanal, like artisanal bread. There's no such thing as artisanal bread.
I was going to say.
Dee-dee-dee-dee.
He's gone off on one of them Fox tangents, and I'm getting confused.
68, 70.
Confused he was.
I confused everybody. What time is it? Okay, so we've got about half an hour, so I can make a dude. Spawn.
Hold up a minute. Have you been special? You
Me?
are.
I'm never special. I mean, I'm always special.
No, what about me?
Oh, yeah, you're always special.
Oh, you are as well, you spawn.
Is this where it says don't build the chassis yet?
No, it's the bit where I'm looking at them numbers, looking for the sprue, and they're actually paint codes, not the number of the part.
Here all week, try the fish.
Only been building models for nearly 50 years, and I can't read the set of instructions properly. What a spot. But, you know, I'm happy to admit my mistake. I am human and fallible.
You're adorable, aren't you, really?
Well, I wouldn't have gone that far. That's stretching it too far, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. But hey, you know, I don't mind. I make the mistake so that you don't have to. See what I did there?
I was reading through my blue sky this morning.
Hey, yeah, I like blue sky. Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why. I just did a yellow, didn't I?
You just did a yellow, didn't you? I'm very impressed. Anyway, one of the people that I follow, for no reason at all whatsoever, just put a picture saying to cheer you up today, and I guess it's their pet. It was like, I think it was a chinchilla.
Oh right, yeah.
But it was taken from the front, and it was just this sphere, this ball of fur. It was just round.
Yeah. Oh.
And it was so, and I was just like, that has so made my day. It cheered me up massively.
Jeff's off. Got a busy morning from 7:30. Catch you later, mate. Take care, Jeff. Love to you and Maggie, mate. Stay safe and well, and it's lovely to see you in again, mate.
Yeah, and I kind of realised, I think I invented like the tactile hallucination. Because you can think you can see something and you can hallucinate it, or you think you hear something and you can hallucinate what you hear.
Yeah.
I think I invented the because I looked at this chinchilla and I could feel exactly what this ball of fluff just felt like. I'm like, I can feel that in my mind.
So I've got a confession to make, right? I woke up one night because all I could hear was the sound of Gary's breathing. Gary was my bulldog, folks, and he had this gruff breathing, and I thought, so I leant over to stroke Gary, and of course it's H, she was snoring. It's like, so I've got this awkward dilemma because it's like, why'd you wake up? Now I couldn't turn around and say, because I thought I heard Gary snoring or breathing. You snore like a bulldog. You snore like a bulldog, yeah. So I was just like, I just got startled by something. I've done what it was. That's all right. Fret not. I've just admitted this live on air, haven't I? Yeah.
I was going to say, if you'd been clever, you would have just blamed cramps. That's always a good get out.
Yeah, but it was just like, oh, well.
Well, she knows now anyway.
She knows now. All out.
Auntie Winnie knows and Mum knows. So.
Yeah. Yeah, Winnie alert. It's always good because I can threaten anyone with Winnie now. Usually Mama Fox. Yeah. She normally gets the threat of Winnie now. She's not behaving.
Yeah.
Just tell her I'll grass her up the Winnie. I'll put her on standby.
I was saying to Festa, I've not been able to get my wolf to go downstairs yet since she came out of hospital. She's just lived in bed. She's been lazy. I need to go downstairs. I've got a bed downstairs for now and everything. And it was like, right, I'll get Auntie Winnie. I'll get Winnie on hot standby.
Yeah. Yeah, Winnie's on alert.
Do you know what's stuck in my head at the minute?
What's that?
The theme tune from It'll Be Alright on the Night.
Oh, right, Dennis Norden.
Yeah,
if I don't know. One of those people.
And I think it's because my mate sent me a link to a Tom Scott video about the title sequence. And it's just been stuck in my head now.
Yeah.
The theme tune. We like to call them cock-ups. My dad was on that once.
What? Hey, right at the night?
Yeah. They showed a bit of film where he was filming somebody. It was local to us, actually. It was like a little sort of waterway near us. And he was doing the thing where you're walking backwards with the camera, filming the person talking to camera. Yeah. He stumbled down the bankment and landed in the
nice one.
And the guy was like, all right, you're in. So, yeah. Dad's clip was on there. It'll Be Alright on the Night.
I was in the audience of Run Around with Mike Reid.
Good God, Run Around.
Yeah. Go! Yeah, all right.
I remember that. I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. Run Around. Yeah, there you go. It's my claim to fame. It's like, yeah, what a great claim to fame. Claim to fame, even.
I remember going to work with Dad one day and hanging out on the set of what they were filming, and it was some sort of like children's. It was like CITV. It was like children's ITV.
Oh
CITV.
Right, yeah.
It was like children's like quiz show or like kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it had Sylvester McCoy as the host.
Oh right, yeah.
And the set was like sort of alien landscapes and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, wow, it's all made of polystyrene. And to this day, I don't remember what the hell the program was.
Oh, it was some kind of was it inventory type stuff?
No, I don't know what it was. It was like there was some scrawny looking school kids, and he was dressed up as, I can't remember what, some kind of like sci-fi thing.
Yeah.
The set was kind of like a lunar landscape or something like rocky. I don't know. I don't remember.
I can remember him doing something for the telly, but yeah.
I have no idea.
Google it. Sylvester McCoy TV show.
Yeah. It was very nice, though. He chatted to me for a bit.
Going to be out there somewhere. There. Someone's going to have a copy of it.
Yeah. If you're one of those people, I can just see him with like the clipboard in his hand like that, waving his hand like that as he's talking.
He always sounded like he had some kind of rhinitis or something. You know what I mean? It's like,
some nasal bungness.
Is he still alive, Dennis Norton, or is he gone?
He died. I think he died. They still do it, but now it's got some typical ITV talent like hosting it, I think.
Sophie says, just when the conversation got interested, my hotspot went south. Oh, bless you.
Let's see a doctor about that if I were you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's a prescription you can get from somewhere.
Yeah. The funny thing was, like, the entire reason that I went to work with Dad that day is because I was doing my A-level art. And I said to the art teacher, well, the piece I'm going to do involves a television camera and some other bits and bobs, so I'll need to go and do some reference drawings. So I'll go to work with my dad. Okay, that'll do. So I got day off school, basically. Yeah, so I was more than that. And what I did was I spent 10 minutes drawing the camera, one of the cameras on its dolly. Just literally, it took me 10 minutes and that was it. Right, the rest of the day's mine now. Then I went and hung around on the Coronation Street set and hung around.
They're always the best sort of days, them, though, mate.
Yeah, go to work with Dad days. Because it was funny, because, like, you know, you'd think he'd just leave me in the office, but no, he'd take me down into the studio wherever they're filming and whatever they're filming. I'd just sit around, chilling out. Stood behind the bar in the Rover's return.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah. I went up the stairs in Ken Barlow's house.
Oh, you legend.
And when you get round the corner, they just stop.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's nothing there, is it? It's just the end of the set, isn't it?
just stop. I mean, this is going back to the late 80s. So.
Yeah.
This is going back. I think it was Ken Barlow's house. Might have been Gail Tilsley's house. I'm not sure now. But it's funny. I mean, if anyone watching has ever had the occasion to be on either a studio set or even a theatre stage, if anybody's done anything that's had them on a stage where there's like furniture and stuff, even if it's local amateur dramatics or whatever, when you stand on a stage or a set, it's weird because when you actually see it in person, it looks real. But when you're there on, this is in the Coronation Street sets, you're there, everything is kind of so flimsy and cobbled together.
Yeah. Don't lean against the walls because they'll bow. Yeah.
It'll just move.
Slam the door. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, it's you look at the kitchens and you think it's a miracle they've even just plumbed them in.
Yeah.
And I think when I went at the time, the sets for people's houses, the kitchens weren't plumbed in. They just had like a big water butt.
Yeah.
So if someone in set turned the tap, it just pumped some water up to make it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Clever.
Yeah, the stairs were just
all the sinks had a fish tank pump underneath them, and
yeah. You know, the stairs were just plywood steps that went up and then stopped. Amazing. Everything was so. It basically was like plywood with wallpaper on it for someone's house wall.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just weird, but if anyone watching has experienced that, it ruins it because you can never look at a set the same after that.
No, that's right. It's like the old prisoner cell block H, wasn't it, when they used to slam the barred doors in the corridors. You could see the brick wall oscillate.
Yeah. All the bars were just kind of.
Yeah, they don't lean on the bars because they're rubber, and you'll just see them go and start bowing. It's like
the least secure prison ever.
Yeah.
I want to remember about going into the prop store. Dad took me down because I think you're only filming half days. There, all the half day we were running around and showing me stuff. I think I got to see. I think if I remember rightly, he took me on the back lot where they were filming the Sherlock Holmes.
Oh right, yeah.
Where they had the frontage of Baker Street, But of course, behind the front was nothing. It was just the front buildings that had nothing behind them. That was fascinating. But he took me to the prop store. And the only thing I remember, because, you know, the best thing for me the whole day was going to the prop store where the props are, because it's brilliant. It's all the models. And, like, you'd probably be the same. You'd be like, yeah, forget all that.
Oh, yeah, I love all of that.
And the only thing I remember is walking in the door and there was this enormous, like, 18-foot long model of a goose.
Yeah.
Hung from the ceiling. I've got no idea what that was ever used.
Would it be the one from the Easter special of the goodies where it dropped the golden egg? The gold. Do you remember that one? I bet you it was that one.
That was London Weekend, I think.
Oh, was it? All right, I'll shut up then.
Yeah, no, this was Granada, but it was that kind of thing. It was equally enormous. I'm like, that's a big goose. Yeah, up from the ceiling. Lots of telephones, I remember.
I can remember a certain large red chair being found in the back of the BBC prop store. And it was like, yeah, that was soon dismantled and gotten rid of. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've just realised what you said.
Yeah, I can't say.
It took me a few seconds.
Yeah, but it got found in the back of the BBC prop store, and it was like
destroyed.
Yeah, that got absolutely thoroughly and utterly dismantled and burnt. And yeah. I could spend days in them sort of places just investigating prop stores. It's our heaven, isn't it? It's like
Oh God, yeah. I remember reading fascinated an article when Letterman stopped doing the late night with Letterman.
Yeah.
And
you've seen him lately?
Well, his enormous Santa Claus beard.
He looks like an oboe, doesn't he?
Yeah, his beard's bigger than the rest of his head.
Oh, it's amazing, the difference in the transformation.
Yeah. But I was fascinated by this article that was saying what happened to... Because behind him he had like the model of New York with the bridge and stuff, but it was a proper model. It wasn't a painting, it was actually a physical model.
Yeah, it's a physical thing, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and they were like, what happened to it? And they said, well, they just kind of dumped it in skips out the front of the studio. And fans just turned up and just carted it all away. They said they didn't stop anybody. He said, so somebody walked off with like the model of the bridge.
Yeah.
And they were huge. And it's like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, but people collect that sort of thing, you know?
Yeah. Somebody went round the back of the Paramount lot and discovered the entire shuttle pod from Enterprise.
Yeah.
And restored it. That was being thrown out.
I mean, you think if you had some of the studio models of the Enterprise and things like that, people would covet that. I know I would.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, if I said to PJ, there's the original Space 1999 Eagle, both you and him would be fighting over that.
Yeah. Well, if I remember rightly, the Enterprise A is now in, I think, Google headquarters in the foyer.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I think it's Google. It might not be.
Yeah, I never knew that. Yeah.
The Voyager model was bought by...
That was it, PJ. Eureka. Sylvester McCoy show. Yeah.
Is it? I don't remember that. I'll have to look it up. I don't remember it.
Yeah. That was it.
Yeah, the Voyager was bought by... Oh, no, the Defiant was bought by somebody in England.
Yeah.
On San Christie's, and some guy bought it. The Voyager was bought by some accountant in England.
Right.
Who I think sadly passed away a few years ago, and I assume it's been sold on to others now. But it's like, because as I've been watching Voyager,
otherwise all of that sort of stuff would end up getting lost forever. So it's good that people do buy it and try to keep it going, because why not? It's history.
Well, I remember somebody asking somebody from Paris, so why did you sell off all the studio models and stuff? And he said, well, you know, for us, we're just going to destroy them because they're just props. We don't need them. He said, you know, apart from ones we might think we might need in the future, like the movie ones, you know, the Reliant, the Enterprise.
Yes.
He said, but it's better for us to just put them up for auction, that they can go to someone who'll look after them and cherish them.
Well, they did it with the Mad Max movies with the Ford Falcon. They was going to scrap the car, and someone saw it in the scrapyard, decided to keep it. So when they made the sequel, they found that this guy still had it and bought it back off him. Yeah, perfect.
Because I mean, they're not gonna pay for warehousing and storage for all these large.
It's now in a museum in America, I think. But I only know that because obviously doing the part work, I've got all that info in the magazine, and it's like.
Well, I remember reading about the cars that they used in UFO. You know how Straker had these like futuristic looking actual cars.
Yeah.
Some guy went on a big pilgrimage for about 5 years trying to find out what happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading it. There's like a forum blog that went on for about 5 years. And in the end, he tracked one down. He tracked Straker's car down to just some bloke who'd bought it, and it was abandoned in his field at the back of his house, just rotting away.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it?
And he offered to buy it.
Yeah.
For ridiculous. And this guy was like, nah.
Yeah. It's just letting it
It's
rot,
like,
isn't he?
It's been sat out in this field for like 30 years, just rotting away. And he's like, come on, let me buy it off you, and I'll
Yeah. That's sad, isn't it? Because, you know, that's something that could be lost forever then.
But if I was rich, if I could suddenly become rich, I would hunt down things like the Voyager and the Defiant, and I'd want them. Although if you look at the studio model of the Defiant, it's actually a bit rubbish.
I wouldn't want them for myself. I'd want to put them on public display so that people can go and appreciate them and see them, and you'd want to preserve it, wouldn't you?
I'd have it for myself for a little bit, just to sit there and fawn over it, and then I put it on display somewhere.
Yeah.
For free. Just make it open to people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was looking the other day, I was reading something, and it was just, I was looking at shots of the studio model of the Defiant, and it's like, oh dear.
Yeah.
It's really not a very good paint job.
Yeah, I don't think they would appreciate it, you going in and going, I'm a guru, you know, and that could be painted so much better, you know.
Well, it's like they kind of painted the base colours, and then it got, I hate to say it, it basically got a 1980s, 15-year-old model maker black wash.
Oh, did it get that?
Thin black. Well, that's kind of what it got.
Yeah.
It's not very good at all.
Yeah.
But then again, it was never meant to be filmed in bright daylight, so. That's upside down. You
does make you wonder, doesn't it?
Well, that's the beauty of it. They only have to film it to appear on, in those days, 480p TV. They weren't even filming high def then. So.
Didn't matter, did it, back then?
No. It was going to be in space, dark, and it was going to be on a standard def TV. So I read with much amusement. I can't remember what I was reading now. They were talking about, I think in DS9 it was, when they had like episodes where they had to show like a fleet of Starfleet vessels.
Mm-hmm.
A few times when they had to show like an attack fleet and stuff, and they needed like lots of starships. And what they basically did was they bought like hundreds of like Revell kits of starships, Star Trek starships, and said to like most of the production crew, just kit bash all of this into different spaceships. And you had all these starships that were spray painted white and maybe a splotch of, and they were just painted by people on the production team, not model makers. All these different hodgepodges of like different bits of ships stuck together, just to have in the background because you're never going to see them. It's like, oh, it's just awesome.
Yeah, but like I say, I could spend all day in places looking at that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, I did go to a Star Trek exhibition once that had lots of the studio models, and it was amazing. Did you go dressed up as a Romulan? No, it wasn't that. It was a museum exhibition, sadly. Yeah.
You didn't get a chance to do full-blown cosplay then?
No, this was the 1990s, dear boy. We were more civilized. It was a more civilized time.
I could just imagine you doing that, turning up at one of them. I've just got this image.
I will admit that I would have killed for a Starfleet, a 1990s era Starfleet uniform when I was that age.
Yeah, absolutely.
My mate did buy me a top once, but it wasn't very good.
I had a button on my centre console in the Monza that was for sport mode, and I labelled it up with Dymo with the name Engage, and I used to look at Helen and I used to go, Engage.
Oh, yeah.
She just used to look at me, aye, Captain. Yeah, this is back in the day.
I used to have badges and stuff on my biker jacket when in the 90s, and one of them was a com badge. Yeah. Enterprise, and a generation.
I'm so glad it's not just me.
No, God, no.
I love all of that. It's like when Vince went to the cosplay as Obi-Wan. And he put a picture up. He went, yeah, he said, you're going to mock me. And I went, no, I so wish that was me.
I'd love to do cosplay, but...
He was like, dude, I never knew. So,
I live for the day that at some point some character on some TV show somewhere looks like me, and I can just cosplay as that then, because it'd be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I could do Picard all day long, couldn't I, with a bald head, I suppose?
Yeah.
You know, but...
I mean, at the moment, the only thing I could technically cosplay as, and this is a real deep cut, is when the first Call of Duty Modern Warfare came out in about 2009 or 2008.
Yeah.
One of the little icons for one of the achievements was a picture of one of the bad guys.
Oh,
like a little
right.
headshot, one of the bad guys.
Yeah.
And it looked just like me at the time.
Oh, really? Did it have a stick-on ponytail then?
No, this was the shape. This was shut up. This was shaven head days. This was shaven head and a Van Dyke beard, and it's like,
come on, you must have realised that I would have gone in with that, surely.
I had expected less.
You expected more of me, didn't you?
No, I always expect less, and I'm never disappointed. I expected more of you, yes.
Oh, dear.
But yeah, so that's the only thing I could cosplay. It's the only thing I've ever found that looks like me.
Yeah, I would do that all day long, cosplay. Be right up my street. I know I'm 5.5, but I don't care.
I mean, I would love, if I was going to cosplay, it would have to be like, I think Voyager era uniform, next gen uniform.
Yeah. I don't think I'd be able to go as my intendant Kira. I think I'd get arrested, to be honest with you. PJ's now got that image in his head. Sorry,
PJ's
mate.
got that little eyebrow twitch going again, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know if that means it's good or bad, but it's going. It's there.
Layla's going to go, or Leah even. Yeah, I could never watch Deep Space Nine ever again. Because you won't unsee it now. Every time you see Intendant Kira, you're going to think of Festa laying there in that outfit. Not a good look, is it?
No, but then I can counter it by just remembering that it's not as bad as seeing you in Princess Leia slave girl outfit. So then,
yeah, there is that. Yeah, there is that, isn't there?
Yeah.
You know, I thought I carried that look off, but people were like, "No, dude, don't, honestly."
No.
Yeah. All right then.
Yeah, so it'd have to be. I think Voyager, of all the uniforms, I think the Voyager era was the best.
Yeah.
After that, when it was all grey with the
It went a bit bland, didn't it?
Yeah. Do.
I'd want to be a Klingon. I think I'd be a good Klingon.
Yeah, Klingon would be fun. I do remember reading an article where somebody was talking about the Star Trek experience in LA.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which is where they had things like the 26-foot long model of Voyager that some guy bought when it closed down.
Yeah.
And they delivered it in a crate, but in complete. So it's like a 35-foot long crate with Voyager inside it. And they had the Klingons walking around there, their quark spar and stuff. And apparently the Klingons, they didn't spare any. They literally made them look exactly as good as on screen. So
really?
Full makeup. They weren't just blokes with brown makeup and a thick pasty stuck on the head. They actually went to the full effort.
BJ says the 11-foot studio model of Enterprise original is in Smithsonian. Yeah, can you imagine? Yeah,
there is. Yeah, Adam Savage did a video on it because they let him go and have a look at it while they were repainting it, because they were trying to repaint it, weren't they?
Yeah.
They had to do a lot of research how to restore it and repaint it.
Leah's happy that that she's not a Deep Space Nine fan. Really? Yeah. Kira. That's all I'm saying. Kira. Did I say Kira?
Did you say Kira? I didn't hear you say Kira. You better say it again louder.
Yeah.
Louder.
Kira. I can go into the mic and say it in a really subtle way. Chassis. Oh, sorry. Kira.
Cowbag.
He's going to call me some names in a minute. I can feel it coming.
I just did cowbag. Oh, I didn't glue this bit on and now I can't get it on.
That goes round there somewhere. Hold on it. Where's it go? Oh, it's somewhere around there, mate.
It goes a little bit like this.
Goes over there.
Oh, I can't get it on. Let's get it on.
There you go. Right up in there.
Do. Coming up to 20 past 2.
Yeah, I'm just literally gluing my last few bits on, geese.
Yep. I finished my little fella. They were.
So, yeah.
I missed off because I'm a spond. So it's spond to maximum.
Nothing wrong with that. Clean all of this up with my fiberglass brush later on.
A fiberglass brush.
Fiberglass pen, should we say? That's that. That's ancillary bits there.
I saw another little sort of trailer thing for Atom Fall that's coming out in a couple of weeks again.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I have to say I'm excited for the game, but dear God, the visuals.
Oh, really? Oh, God. You're going to be disappointed then, aren't you, again?
No, it's not. It's nice looking, but they've just got this ambient occlusion that's like 15 years out of date. It looks really bad.
Because you look forward to these games, and one of the graphics or something, I'd always get to you, and you're like, yeah, I don't like it now.
It's just like the ambient occlusion looks terrible.
All I'll say, Indiana Jones clothing.
Oh, don't even talk about that. That threw me out of that game. I can't play it.
Starfield, you looked so forward to that.
It's just not a very good game. I thought it looked all right. It just wasn't very good. Yeah, never bounce back into Starfield. I don't think I ever will. And as someone who loves Bethesda games, that was a hard pill to swallow. A bitter pill to swallow.
See, I'm lucky I don't have that. I'm lucky I don't have that preset opinion, is it? Because I've not really played them that much, so I've got no comparison to make. So I just go, oh, that looks nice. And you're like, yeah, it's really bad compared to. And I'm like, I've not played that one, so I don't know.
Well, it will be amusing if you played like the Bethesda games, like not necessarily directly in order, but if you played Fallout and Skyrim before you played Starfield.
Yeah.
Because it'd be interesting to see then what your opinion was of Starfield.
Yeah.
Where does that handle go? The handle goes there. I missed it.
Where's the handle gone?
Where does the handle go?
Far, far, yeah. Damn. Yes, we're showing our age, aren't we?
Yeah, you better pass the Dutchie on the left-hand side there, mate.
See what you did there?
You see what I did there?
I did. I'm impressed, mate. I am, actually.
You were vastly impressed with much vastness.
Damn. Just got this image of you now doing the video. Yeah. Banging out the moves. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, maybe not that much.
Yeah, the fault of the guru trying to bang out the moves to pass the Dutchie. Now, there's an image I'd pay to see on the internet. Anyone got any videos of that?
Fox passes the Dutch on the left-hand side. Now, I get it wrong and pass it on the right.
Bill saying, I've got to say, the second Dax was my guilty pleasure. I had a video of Dax that I sent to you, Fox, didn't I?
Yes.
Like a rather raunchy Bill. I'll send it over to you, mate.
I actually.
We're now going to be saying we haven't seen Bill for weeks. Where is he?
I think in terms of like, obviously why they go for the attractive female characters. I think in terms of that, I would have more points going for Esri than Jadzia.
Don't diss the Dax. You'll have Bill as an enemy. He's gearing up the slap.
He's agreeing. I'd say I think I rate Esri higher than Jadzia.
Oh right, yeah. I'll just a nod approvingly.
In terms of hotness.
Because, Kira, that's all I'm saying. Just Kira.
Yeah, I mean, obviously both are pale comparisons to Kira. Because Kira's got the little wrinkly nose, which is just...
yes.
Kira will never not be number one.
Yeah, show me on the dolly where the Kira... Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, this guy's not going to want to stand up.
She'll come home, she'll find me staring lovingly out the window, and she'll go, someone said Kira, didn't they? They did love it.
What?
It was the guru. The guru said it.
Just don't call your missus Kira by mistake.
That awkward silence
suggests that it's already happened.
That would be an ecumenical matter.
Yeah, I thought so. Right, there you go. I managed to just about get him to stand up. And then he fell over.
Am I really that transparent? Yes.
Yes. Like a window, dude.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's just that the moment there's a pause longer than half a second, somebody's going...
Yeah, it's that awkward silence of, yeah.
It's that about that moment pause.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I might have done that.
Yeah, about that.
So,
Did.
yeah, so that's now.
What's this doing? Oh, he fell over again. I think there's a bit of blue tack. That's what he needs.
Where
You
you
could just lie
attack
down.
here. So yeah.
Bit of
There you go.
backyard.
So that's where I'm at. It's a good place for me to stop. Sub-assemblies, engine ready to go into the chassis. I shall carry on building all of this stuff. And I shall do all 3 of these, and then they'll get put into their storage tub ready for a paint application.
Applicazione.
You got a fair bit done there, geese.
Yeah, I'm just going to let him lie down. He's having to lie down for a bit. Yeah, I've got my
I'm
boomstick.
proud of you, soldier, because you've been gluing bits together. Who'd have
All I've
thought
made
it?
is that middle tube bit and this dude.
Yeah, but I'm trying to big you up here, mate, to, help you
It's
out.
appreciated. It's appreciated. He's not. None of these guys are glued on. They're just sitting loosely.
That's put me to shame. All I've done is my little bit of chassis.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's a lot for little fiddly pieces, isn't it? So that's a lot.
Yeah, there are a lot of fiddliness in there, but
All I've done is build the entire chassis and most of the engine.
beauty of all of that is it's solid drab. It's like, happy days. What have we got? Bill's got his first Gunpla model. He's one of the cool kids now. Absolutely, a Gundam god. You are the Gundam god.
Wait, which of the Gunpla model is it, Bill? Tell me which one it is.
Oh dear, here you go. He
It
could
would be
now
one
be
that
demoted immediately, couldn't he?
It'd be one of these modern ones that I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Could be a risky
so
confession.
The thing is, I'm so out of touch with the whole Gundam thing now. I haven't watched anything for the last 15 years, so I'm...
Bill also says early access on Steam has sucked all the joy out of PC games. I can't remember the last EA game that actually got finished. PJ says, I can see your Esri and Kira, and I'll raise you 7 of 9. Sty. Oh, there is that. There is that. I could go one better. All 3 of them with Intendant Kira doing the naughty talking session.
Ooh. See,
I had to clean that up.
See, the thing with 7's just blatant.
Be careful, because PJ's eyebrows raised.
Whereas Esri and Kira are more just kind of cute, which is to me is more attractive than.
I swear blind, I heard knuckles being clicked. PJ, roll the sleeves back down. Come on, behave.
Nah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying no to 7, but 7's just a bit blatant in your face. Whereas, like Kira is the little wrinkles. It just and the eyes. And Esri's just kind of squishable and huggable. You just want to look after.
Oh, Leah says, blimey, was not expecting that. Just caught a guy trying to break into one of the flats in my block. He's run off, but I do have to laugh as it's an empty flat he was trying to break into. Be careful, mate. Yeah. Hopefully you don't come back, mate, and try you on. But yeah, still probably best to give them a buzz, mate, just to let them know.
Yep.
Someone's loitering around the block, mate, because, yeah, you never know.
Call the relevant authorities.
Yeah, because, yeah. There you go. So there you go, folks. That's that. Thanks for being patient with us, by the way, with our slightly later start. But I can assure you, no more window updates are due at the moment. But beware, folks, if you are getting a Windows 10 update, it does take at least 40 minutes to do the update.
Oh, you're on Windows 10, aren't you? That's a point.
Yeah, I'm on Windows 10, but it's the last big one they're pumping out on it now before the security comes out, support goes. So, yeah. So I think that
it's probably a good time for your motherboard to die then, isn't it? About the time it needs to upgrade to 11.
Shut up a minute. Let me finish. I think it's their way of sending out the latest update with all the bugs, so that it breaks your computer, so that you've got to go out and buy a new one for Windows 11. That's what I was trying to say.
it wouldn't be the first time.
I think my motherboard's on its way out, but it's had a good innings. It ain't done bad. But
what were we saying earlier? It's like 15 years old or something.
15 years old, but I religiously clean it out every 12 weeks, strip it all down and give it a dung out and everything. But yeah, I think components are beginning to fail on it now, so it's like, I've got to be careful with it. I'm nursing. That sounds wrong. I'm nursing the computer to keep it running. I think it's time we go, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, I think my MOBO in the other PC was about 7 years old.
Yeah.
But that's now gone off to my nephew who gutted it, stuck Linux on it, and it's
there you go. RX 72, 78.2 Gundam, whatever that is. Yeah. I should have a poster of that.
Yep, RX 78.2 is the Gundam. It's the first Gundam. It's the classic Granddaddy Gundam. You've made a good choice.
You've made a good choice there. You're now seriously down the Gundam hole. You do realise this?
Yeah. I've got an RX-7082 poster on my wall, which you probably can't see, but it's...
Yeah, someone sent me one of them. That's the very one I had.
Yeah.
You sent me it with the weathering pigments on it, yeah?
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, that'll be the one.
Yeah, so that's it's known as the Granddaddy Gundam because it's the first mobile. It's the first Gundam in the first animated Gundam series in 1970 something.
Leah's just got off the phone with the Rozzers, so I'll probably be talking late. Yeah, no worries, mate. But just in case they come back, mate, try getting into your gaff. Don't want that, do you? Especially if you've got Ivy May with you and that, you know. So yeah.
Put the telly on so it's making some noise. They know somebody's up and about. Absolutely,
mate. But just keep your ears open, mate, because there was some toe rag trying to get into something in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anywho, we're going to love and leave you, folks. Thanks so much for coming in and listening to our inane drivel and wibbling.
Inane drivel.
Friday wouldn't be Friday without us two sort of having a good old wibble. Mm-hmm. Sophie says thank you for a lovely live stream. Thank you, Sophie, for coming in. And also, again, you're never going to offend us, Sophie. Don't worry. You know, be you in here. You know, if you raise a subject that we can't talk about on there, we'd be polite enough just to say that's all. But don't worry that you're offending anyone or we're angry with you. We're not. So
no. Unless you say that Blue Thunder was better than Airwolf, in which
Blue Thunder was better than Airwolf.
That's well out of order.
Blue Thunder looked rugged and stealthy, and Airwolf just looked like an executive's helicopter painted grey.
Airwolf went sounded much better. Airwolf lived in a volcano, almost a volcano. It's not really a volcano, but let's just say it's a volcano.
Yeah, but the Apache helicopter looks more like Blue Thunder than it does Airwolf. That's all I'm saying. Because it's a tough, rugged helicopter. Not a namby-pamby, fluttery helicopter.
Yeah, Airwolf had awesome helmets.
I don't care. You're an helmet.
You're a pilot.
Yeah, you're made of helicopters. This is going to start. Now we're going to have an Airwolf wibble. I can feel it coming now.
Airwolf had the better theme tune.
Airwolf was.
Nobody remembers the Blue Thunder theme tune because
I remember the actor James Farentino. There you go. Yeah. And there was a model kit of Blue Thunder as well as Airwolf. I know there was one of them, but I'd never buy that because the Blue Thunder one is rarer because it's more sought after.
Because nobody ever bought it.
No. Don't give me that.
Because they're still around because nobody
They're not.
They never re-released it as a modern version.
I do believe I might have an STL file of Blue Thunder.
Oh dear. Such a waste of resin.
I will build it just to annoy you. What are you building on the Frolic tonight? I'm building this helicopter, Fox.
I'm building an action figure scale Blue Thunder.
Can you guess what it is, mate? You'll be going, yeah, I know. Anywho.
Bluey cow.
We'll love and leave you, folks. We're now going to go off and continue our debate on what was best.
It will never end.
If you see us next week, we've both got Chinese birds and plasters on, you know that it came to blows, folks.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think that we live in the same house, don't they? Bless them. Mm-hmm. But anyhow, we're going to love and leave you. PJ goes, such children, shakes head. Yeah.
Absolutely.
PJ's going, yeah, but Blue Thunder was better. And on that note, we'll love and leave you. And we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye for now.
Adios, amigos.
Blue Thunder's the best.
Airwolf.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. they'll try to kick